I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We got a lot of people here tonight. So, what's that? Oh, sorry. We got a lot of people here tonight, so just to remind everybody, if you do wish to speak, please raise your hand. We can be called on. It's hard for us to listen to multiple people at the same time, and I will do my best to try and call on everybody. If not, one board member will usually remind me that there's somebody in the corner with their hand up. First item on there is to approve the agenda. The only change that I have to the agenda is under presentations, you can remove Chief Bullhead. I don't know how that got on there, that was just a carryover from the last meeting, but he is not coming tonight.
I need to add Mr. Trevor to the meeting for his bullshed from the planning commission from last week.
Would that go under new business?
Yep.
We're approving a building permit.
For who?
Schreiber?
Shriver, yeah.
Schreiber?
Yeah.
Is that Trevor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that on here.
Oh, you got it? Okay, are we doing it under new or you want to do it under?
Oh, I don't know, I brought it, I was gonna put it on because it was approved in January. We haven't looked at it yet.
Under approves.
Probably review and approve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
I would think, it's a building, so.
So is Tom Harris here tonight for his parcels?
I'll see him.
Tom Harris
He wants to.
for a parcel split?
Tom's not here.
Tom's not here? Okay. Nope. Do we want to prove it anyways?
I would because it was pretty straightforward.
We haven't even seen the documents.
Who we talking about, Tom Harris?
Can I speak? At the last meeting, my recommendation was to have it documented on where the parcel was going to be plotted on to that page 20, so that it was for you guys to review. So I don't know if he got that done or not, but that was my recommendation
Also,
to him.
so he
voted that it was able to be done, but we didn't see anything as far as location and stuff.
So he
that's
made-
my recommendation to him when he was done. I said, get your documentation and break to the next meeting. So if he doesn't have it, he probably won't come.
okay, all right, so then we'll, everybody
That's
okay
just what
skipping it?
If that's the case, yeah.
Okay.
I got a couple of things to add.
Okay, go ahead, Norm.
The minutes for our special meeting on the solar. I haven't seen them. We need to get gravel and dust control quotes. Put that under road report, I guess.
Okay.
I'd like to look at the legal bills before we get to the treasurer's report. So if we can put that under unfinished business.
Under unfinished, you want the lawyer's bill?
Yeah, well, the last two, I have them all.
Okay. I think, yeah, we all have copies of it, so.
And I'm just throwing this out here, the very last thing we have on ours is talking about the 6 or 7 o'clock start time. I want to throw in there 2 meetings a month too, because we're doing it over and over and over anyhow. So, let's talk about it.
And is that new business?
No, that's gonna be very last.
Like at the end of the night, you're saying?
Well, hopefully not.
Okay.
It shouldn't take that long, I don't think.
End of the night, like 11:59, is that what you're?
Hopefully this is a quick one. Well, because I know that was discussed at the annual meeting last year and it was voted down.
It was up to the board.
It was up to the board.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was up to the board,
Okay.
the board's discretion.
Okay. All right. Okay, do we have anything else?
Yeah, I would like to talk about the Addie's bill and 230th Street.
Okay, the road. On the road?
Road unfinished, whatever you want.
Addie and what?
Addie's bill and 230th Street, they're gonna go hand in hand.
Okay, all right. Anything else, Pete?
Solar, Trevor, gravel, I don't have anything, that's it.
I'm just along for the ride. Okay, Jordan, anything else? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with the amendments?
So moved.
Jordan makes motion.
BJ will second.
BJ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Okay, the sheriff is not here. Consent agenda. Did everybody have a chance to read that over?
Consent, what are we on?
Well, I'm sorry, we're approving the February 10th meeting. I'm sorry, I guess there was nothing on the consent agenda. I moved right on to review and approve the minutes from the last meeting. Sorry about that, folks.
I didn't have anything.
That's good.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the February 10th meeting? Nora makes motion to approve. Do I have a second?
BJ second.
BJ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Being that Chris is not here, oh, I'm sorry, public comment.
Solar minutes.
And public comments?
We don't have one, do we?
Oh, I thought Norm was putting them on it. Yeah, we don't have them, so we can't.
No, I think he was more giving it out.
Oh,
Nikki,
sorry.
that-
I wrote it down under review and
Yeah.
approve, but we don't have
If you
it.
can get us the
You're right.
solar minutes for the next meeting, and we'll approve that.
You're right.
Okay.
I have a public comment.
Oh, Jim, go ahead, sir.
Planning Commission, I see on the agenda you have appointing a new Planning Commission application. Procedure that has been done for many, many years is the applicants come to the Planning Commission for our review, and then we refer them to you. So I don't know why the procedure is changing. We have a conflict of what happened back in December, and I want that resolved prior to any alterations on the Planning Commission. And the Planning Commission has, right, last year we ended up having 3 new members get on the Planning Commission because nobody went to town board, and we had 2 resignations. So we had a joint meeting with the Planning Commission and the board to get personnel on the board, on the Planning Commission last year because of the 3 vacancies. With only 2 active members, we had to do it right away. So I think the procedure should still stay as a Planning Commission interview and then recommend them to you, and then you vote them on.
So what was the
And this would
recommendation?
not resolve that issue that happened in December.
What was the recommendation for the guy that showed up?
He came to our last meeting, but we talked to him afterwards, and you were here, Jerry. I said we have to resolve the issue that happened with 2 Planning Commission members going off the deal. My
And
public
one
comment
resigned.
to this is, I was on executive board for Randolph Hampton School District from 92 to 2015. The proper way to handle it, the executive board talks to that person individually without general public here, so that was handled totally wrong. Should have been said, we'll discuss it privately between the board members and that individual. That individual has a right to defend themselves. Most of the time with us on the department, I think there was 3 instances that we had a conflict with certain calls with members, but most of them were people that weren't showing up for trainings. We confronted them and said, either improve, and then we made a talk to them and said, give us a signed resignation, and we'll vote you off as a board, not one person. It's got to be a complete board. That's my personal opinion of what happened. I think there needs to be that system put in place so it doesn't happen again. It happened previous when I was not on the township as a planning commission member, and that was brought up at that meeting, which is not, should have not been brought up. So I don't know how you're gonna handle it, but I'm staying strong with one of the board members resigned because of the situation in December, and the other one was asked to basically leave, so she didn't have a chance to resign. So I think it needs to be procedurally done proper, or the township is gonna get, I would put lawyers involved. I'm gonna just put it out that way, you know, it's gotta be handled properly, judgmentally, with respect to the persons involved.
Any other public comment?
I've been in, like I said, leadership of the fire department for how many years? That is the proper procedure. You do not make it a public deal. Everybody that got off on the fire department was talked privately, and then they give their resignation, not fire, send them down the road. They gotta have a chance to speak.
Sandy?
I have been a member of the North Cannon River Watershed Board. I'm still a member of the Vermilion River Watershed Board. I'm on the Dakota City Board, Heritage Village Board. I've been on several boards. Anything that is confidential or if there's a conflict of interest is handled by the executive board, as he said. This is just the way it is done. And I have lots of information that you will get further down the road on findings of facts regarding our training book. This is not the right time to speak about it, but I'll let you know later.
Any other public comment?
I do. This is 5 minutes. Your positions are...
Wait, just a second. Just want to make sure this is on record too. Thank you.
Here's mine too. Your positions are elected positions. We don't ask you to act with fairness and integrity. We expect you to act with fairness and integrity. So what you did, removing a planning commission member in such a terrible way in December, is wrong first because it is an abuse of power. Just because you are elected into these positions doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. That's gone on way too long in this township. At some point, you realized that there were no ordinances about dismissal, so you took the excuse that since there were no rules, in writing you had no rules to follow, which is not the truth. If there are no ordinances in place for certain situations, these positions you hold require that you actually increase your attempts at fairness and integrity. They don't allow you to remove fairness and integrity like you did. You should be behaving in a fair and transparent manner in all cases, either with a set of rules or especially in the absence of a set of rules. The second problem is that this sets a precedent. You do this to one person, who will get it next? What female would ever want this position? No rules doesn't mean you don't have to give the basic respect of due process. Did you three ask the Planning Commission Board what they thought of this member? No, you did not. Was she doing a good job showing up committed to her position? You did not ask. What most residents don't know is that another really good Planning Commission member stepped down from his position in support of Ms. Doffing, discussed it at these events. So the board lost 2 really good Planning Commission members over your abuse of power. Now we are down to 3. And the reason for your dismissal, first it was because she talked to law enforcement. Then it was because she hurt Jerry's feelings by telling him to leave during this altercation. Then one of you said she lied about things during and after the altercation. Then another said you didn't like a comment she made during public comments. You 3 couldn't even agree on the grounds of dismissal. You 3 couldn't agree on one rule she broke. And those things you have come up with are so petty, not even close to what anyone would call a policy infraction. The excuses sounded more like those from middle schoolers rather than grown men. On the agenda later tonight is a Planning Commission applicants. I certainly hope you 3 in the middle there aren't planning on appointing new Planning Commission members, but that is what I am predicting. This would be another absolute abuse of power, especially after the Planning Commission Chair, Jim, at their last meeting stated that they were putting any recommendations on hold while the problem was fixed. Jerry, you were there, you heard it. So this is corrupt. The rule is that the Planning Commission Board recommends a candidate for you to vote on. The Planning Commission openly stated that this recommendation is being put on hold while the problem is fixed, which means you are not to be appointing anyone at this time. That would be a severe infraction of the rules and slap in the face and complete disrespect to those people serving on the board, which is Jim, Sandy, and Ty. When are the December Planning Commission minutes going to be posted? The residents have the right to read those and understand what is going on in this township before any appointments are even considered. The residents deserve a full transparency. In addition, I'd like those annual meeting minutes posted that we talked about. I'm going to remind you that when you ran for these positions, you told people that you were someone good and honorable. Honor seems to be in short supply right now. Jerry, I kept your campaign letter from 2 years ago. In it, you said, "You must carefully listen to all sides of the issue and look to find a resolution that is fair to everyone." Capital letters, everyone must be treated with respect and treated equally. That's what you said. Jordan, at the supervisor forum on March 4th last year, you said, "I see this position as an opportunity to serve this community with integrity, ensuring the decisions are made with fairness and transparency." That's what you said. The three of you standing firm on this doesn't make her look bad. You are making yourselves look bad. You are bringing dishonor on this board, on these positions you hold, and on yourselves.
All right. Any other public comment? Nope. All right. We'll move on to 275th Street. So on 275th Street is, I think we've let you guys know, Nord and myself met with the railroad, and they gave us a proposal, and then we've also got a proposal from the county to put on the paper. I think we're gonna need to act on this fairly quick, because I'm assuming paving contracts are going out, being awarded, and they wanna get this done before they do County Road 86. Now, I realize tonight's tough to make a decision on closing the road. No, I understand that. Not even asking that we would. I'm just asking, what do we want to do about the issue? Because either we need to move forward on the soil correction and the paving of the road. That's one option we can take tonight, which I think we'd have to let the county know fairly quick to get us on the list, because Todd said he wanted to do it before County Road 86 closes again. So that's one option, or another option is, I mean, with you know, as we know, and you guys will find out tomorrow night, with the budget being short like it is, do we just want to bypass on this project? You know, I mean, I'm not looking for all the board to, you know, give me the input, what they think.
Does the railroad have to repair that bridge?
Yes, they need to do some repairs on it.
So I guess what I'm asking then, if we're gonna do the tar option underneath,
Yep.
is it better to have them repair the bridge, then do the tar?
It'll have no impact on it, what they're doing. They're just going in there and sliding some railroad ties in and out. They only want the road closed, so while they're working up on the bridge, if somebody hit the bridge, it could knock one of their guys off the bridge, and then, you know.
So they're not gonna touch the road?
No, they have no do with it.
Okay.
What you're getting at?
Yeah, well, moving the bridge, I don't
No, no,
know,
no.
crane or what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
They're gonna be in and out in a couple days.
The way they
okay.
talk, they need to put shims and stuff in that in,
Okay,
because it's been hit a few times.
so no crane on the road or
That's
nothing?
the way it sounds, no.
No, they were just, and if, that's why they wanted to close the road, and if we said no to the closure, they would do their project anyways. It just makes it a little less safe.
I mean, I don't know if this is for tomorrow night or not, but my thoughts are with the way our budget is, we skip this project right now. That's my thoughts.
I can't afford it.
Yeah,
But maybe that's tomorrow night, I don't know.
No, it is, but if we were gonna do something, we would have to, I think, vote either tonight on it, and I think that the way the budget's looking, I'm thinking maybe we just wanna pass on this thing.
Will Dakota County hold it for a year? I mean, their contribution to it?
I don't know.
Good question.
I mean, if they're footing,
Yeah, we'd have to go back and I guess.
How much are they putting in? Do you know offhand? I don't even know.
We don't have dollars and cents, they just said they would pave 80 feet. 80 feet or 40 feet?
I think it's 80 feet total, 40 feet on each side, is that it?
They were gonna pave 40 feet on each side of the bridge.
Yep,
And then we had to do the soil correction underneath to get the water to drain away, because like they said, if the water still stays underneath the asphalt and it freezes, one winter and the asphalt's junk. And then, you know, the township's stuck with a
Yep.
piece of asphalt that we
Right.
gotta figure out how to fix.
right.
So what they suggested is that we get Bryce in there to do the drainage, and
And that drainage was around 25,000, am I remembering that right?
he
The
said,
number I have in mind.
he said 20, but when we gave a quote to the railroad, I said, think high, so I mean, he rounded up just 1.5.
To cover it, yeah.
Yeah, now here's
Who
another
knows
one.
what you end up with?
Right.
Right, 2025, what's the difference?
Right, so let me throw one more thing out there that Norb and I found out when we met with the railroad. We were all under the assumption that it was the railroad dragging their feet on County Road 86, and that was why it took 3 years to get the project done. It had nothing to do with the railroad. It was the county was running that project, the county took 3 years to get it done.
Because they ran into bad soils.
Whatever the reasoning was, but it had nothing to do with the railroad. The railroad told us we would like the bridge to be done in 6 months. but we don't control the construction of the bridge. We moved our track, they did the bridge, and we moved our track back. So they said anything to do with the bridge delay in time, they said that's on the county. So, I mean, you know, there's always an option too, we could even go back to the county and say, you know, but it's gonna be a tough one because I don't know how much money they're gonna be willing to spend. And now we're really asking them to fix a problem that's always been there. The water always drains to the trestle, you know, so. Okay. Sandy, go ahead.
On that county bridge they did on 86, you understand they created a sinkhole. That whole area is full of sinkholes. So you, 275th, you start working on it, you could also create one. I'm just putting the possibility out there. And I do know with 86, the county said, it was Joel Barsness' place, and he said the county said they would fix that for him, because it's around $5,000 is what they were saying to fix it. So just to let you know, there's all those issues that can come up.
And hopefully, most of you can come tomorrow night. We'll talk about this a little bit more, this 275th Street. One of the options that the railroad has thrown out to us, and we won't be voting on this tonight, but just to give you a little bit of information, is the railroad is interested in closing 275th Street as a through road. They would close it at the trestle, backfill it back in, pack it up and everything. They would build a cul-de-sac at the end of 275th Street if you're coming in off of Highway 3. So if a truck were to go down there, they would be able to go down, turn around, drive back out. They just estimate, because they've done these before, that they would spend about $1 million on that road, fixing it all up. So I mean, they said they would do a nice job, make it right with us. And then we don't have a definite number. He said basically, and Norb was at the meeting also, he said the negotiation, we would start at $75,000 and offering you a payment for the closing of your road. So he said we'd start there. So, you know, we're kind of thinking that, okay, you know, maybe they'll go to 100, maybe they'll go more. I don't know what they would go to. That we'd have to sit and negotiate. But if we're not willing to close the road, no reason to have the negotiations. I don't know, it doesn't affect me because I really don't live down there. And to get in the village, I mean, obviously you can go down to County Road 86 and still get into the village. So I mean, there is a potential to talk about that. But it's really up to the residents to decide what they want to do. It would put some money back in our budget. And I'll get you right in a second. And one of the things that a little time I've been on the road person for the township, 275th gets a lot of farm traffic. The farmers do like to take 275th as kind of a shortcut back in to get to the feed terminal. But unfortunately, that's what then does the damage to that road. So if the road were closed, our maintenance costs on 275th would probably go down. And that, you know, I don't know, it's not going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you know, that is something that would be something at least worthy to consider. But really, it's up to the residents, I think, to decide, because like I said, I don't know, you know, it doesn't have any impact on me whatsoever whether that road is open or closed, but you can see both sides of it. So, Sandy?
If you decide to go forward with something, make sure you get a written contract. Ask Mike Slavic. It took 3 years to get the actual project done on 86, but it took 2 years just to negotiate with the railroads because they're tough to deal with. They like to drag their feet.
Yeah. So anyway, so that I'm just bringing everybody up to speed on 275th Street. I don't know if we're going to make decisions tonight, unless we want to tell the county that we just can't afford it this year and ask Todd Howard if the offer would come back next year. And like Norb brought up, if we decide to close the road, we'd be foolish to spend $25,000 on a road and then close it a year later. That would look awful foolish. So,
What's your take, Norb?
I don't see closing the road.
That'd be a tough one.
For the future of the township, every time we lose a crossing for a railroad, I think it's bad news. I really do.
So then would you,
I have a question
Okay.
about that. Would you have a public hearing before you did that for all the people that live on that road?
I would think we'd almost have to. Yeah.
I use that road a lot for when I go through over to where my church is, and a lot of people do use that road. And there's houses on there too, and I think they'd be upset if they had to go back and around.
just maybe,
I think you'd have to have a public hearing.
If we close that road, Newland Turner would probably throw us apart.
There's other people there. You gotta think of everybody.
I understand that, I'm just saying is, yes, there are 4 or 5 people on that road and stuff like that, and we'd have to get everybody's input.
Does everyone think punt on the, if we can, punt on the county part of it for now?
I think we're better off to talk to them and see what they say first.
Yeah, at least see if it's.
You know, if they put it safe to next year, you know, how do you decide when you don't have the information?
Right.
So I'd say it's best to maybe get Mike Slavik in here and Todd Howard.
Probably Todd Howard.
And talk to them and see what their perspective is on it. And then go from there.
And I agree with that, the only thing that I think could be a sticky wicket is if Todd Howard has to spend the money like while the project's going on. In other words, he said he's gonna build that asphalt back against the roundabout work. So therefore, it may throw a problem into them, you know, putting it into an extra budget, because he's like, now what project do I charge this off?
And he's right there.
Right, so I like I say,
I think we should talk to Todd and we'll make a decision in April. If
Okay.
he says he can't push it off, well, then we gotta either do it or
Is
lose out on it.
there an option that we could do it and we could push the bill off for you?
Right. Anything.
I mean, you think they're just gonna use whatever labor's down there?
I would
mean,
think, yeah.
that would be.
well, the asphalt we're not paying for.
Towers already in the
Yeah,
trucks.
okay.
Right.
Well, do you think Addie's would wait a
I
year?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if Addie's would wait a
If
year.
we
They
don't,
did on 2/30th.
Okay. All right, well, so for right now, we just want to you want me to get a hold of Todd and find out what our options are for the April meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if he can wait a year, or an option if he does it and he bills us a year later, or, I don't know if that probably won't help our budget anyway.
Yeah, next year's.
You know what I mean? Now that I think of it,
I know, but let's at least get from Todd what our options are, and we'll decide.
come out of a road CD.
Yeah, okay. I have other, all right, so we'll hold off on that, I'll try and get some more information. Approve the road grading, I know we've always just approved in the spring for Bryce to do the whole township up. Do you guys want me to give him that approval now, and then he can just do it when he wants, or do we just, I know one time we said we were kind of turning the roads a little more over to him, or do we just want to leave it under that notion that he'll just do it when he feels it's needed? I just want to know the board's input on that. All right?
right now, they're saying a chance of snow this weekend, so we want to wait for sure, but after that.
Yeah, I mean, once Bryce feels it's ready to go.
After that, he should be able to use his judgment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, so have him do the whole township like we do every year, okay? Good? Good?
Yeah.
Good,
If he
okay.
thinks they need them, yeah.
Excuse me.
Make a motion?
No.
Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
Are we gonna, like, get something done? I can speak for Annette Avenue, that road's trash. I mean, it needs way more than grading. It's flat.
Yeah,
You grade it, you waste your money. What are we gonna do with that road?
in our front yard.
yeah.
What's the plan? Is
well,
there a plan?
Yes, there is actually.
Well, tell us.
Okay, so most of the roads in the township have become extremely flat. Some of them, 270th is probably our worst. I went out last year, Brian and Todd were with, and Jordan. We went out and actually measured the roads and that for how much, road crown we have. And like I say, when you get to 270th, it's negative road crown. So when it rains, the water drains into the road from the ditch. Now the problem is, you just can't grade a road back up to get crowned because there's not enough material there to work with. So therefore, Bryce has kind of come up with a plan for us, and we started last year on 225th. We came down Biscayne to 240th. We went over into Denmark. We did 240th, that little section off of 78, and then we did 250th Street off of Highway 3, because those roads were actually dipped out where, all the water ran into them. And they couldn't grade them because the shoulders were higher than the road. So the theory is, or what he's planning on, is we're gonna try and do approximately 5 miles a year. And that, some of the roads, like 250th Street, Bryce said will last another 10, 15 years, very low traffic. And then Biscayne, he thinks he can get 3, 4 years out of it. And then we're just gonna keep moving through the township, and he said basically when we get all the roads recrowned and restored and that, then we're basically gonna start again. And we'll do it in the same order, and we'll do it that way, and it's kind of an easy pain. I talked to Mark Smensky, he's the road guy from Eureka. They are borrowing $1.5 million loan this year to try and restore the crowns on their roads. And I don't think we're in a financial
They
position.
got a really bad road.
Yeah.
That's costing them most of it.
So this is just, I'm gonna throw it out there, I'm gonna put it on the agenda later. I know Annette Avenue is prematurely trashed
Yep,
from the farmers watering the road. I'm tired of it. They wash out all the silt out of the road. It's like having 5 rainstorms in one day.
yeah.
And the farmers can prevent it. I don't know why the township doesn't put their hand to the fire and make them program their sprinklers so they don't water the dirt roads in the township.
Oh, and I have looked into that. That's your father-in-law, isn't it? And I talked to you about that last year, didn't I? And I did ask BJ to talk to his father-in-law and tell him he's got to quit watering the road. Because I agree with you that watering the roads.
Well, I
anybody-
talked to his father-in-law one day.
Well, I mean,
You know what he told me? Well, the water all goes to the same place anyway.
okay, well,
You know?
if
So it's like
anybody,
really-
I'm telling you right now, anybody sees anybody running an irrigation sprinkler system on the roadways, my number's all over the website, road person, go to committee members.
Hold on.
It's
Actually,
not that hard to
wait,
figure out.
Maybe just file a formal complaint. Have you done that yet with the township?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But if you want to,
Because-
Let's start.
Last year, we thought that solar panels were coming in, it kind of would have been a mute issue. But now, Annette might be out of the game if you do solar panels. But the rest of the township, we're all paying for those roads. So I will do a formal complaint. And there is an ordinance that they can't do that. And they're doing it anyway, and the township has never enforced it because there were too many farmers on the board.
I had no idea this was going on, so that's why.
Well, it happens all, you've never run across a dirt road that you can't go down because the sprinklers are in the middle of a nice, beautiful sunny day and you gotta roll up your windows and,
I also don't just drive the roads either, so.
the one,
That's all we want to know.
the one advantage of calling me is because I'm home all day and I can usually go out right away when people call. And that is, it's harder if you file the complaint and then we go out there a week later and I don't see the sprinkler going, it's hard. If you call me and then I can go out there right away, same exact moment.
last year I took pictures and documented every time that it happened.
Yeah, and I think you might have been the one that called me last year that had me talk to BJ and say, is that your father's irrigation? And he said, yes, and I said, tell him he can't be spraying the road.
I don't care whose it is.
No, and I
It's a
don't
farm.
either. And I
To
don't
me,
either.
it's a farm.
In Empties, down on Empties, they spray across 225th Street, right, Drea, into your yard. Empties.
They had for a while.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, and I get it.
And the fact that they program their sprinklers so they don't water Highway 50, because that would cause major accidents, but,
Yeah.
so I know it can be done.
But if you call
It's
me.
supposed to, that's how it's set up, but,
Yeah,
I mean,
if you call me, I'm happy to go out there, talk to the farmer and ask them to knock it
Well,
off.
I'll
And
put forth a complaint and then we'll cite the farmer instead of talking to him. How's that?
We gotta start with though, I gotta go out there and see it happening so then I can report back to the attorney. It's that old due
Well, this
process.
has been going on, Jerry, since I've been out here for 25 years, and I brought it up many times
Okay, and
in
I-
this same room, and nothing ever gets done about it.
And I wasn't on the board for 25 years, so I
Well, I
can't
get
answer
that.
for that. But I'm saying is if you call me, I am happy to come out and take a look, and if I see it
All right.
going on,
So the
I-
same thing like putting the minutes on the freaking website, I haven't seen that happen yet.
I apologize, I'm working on it.
Well, he said it was his job,
No, it's
not
my
yours.
okay,
job.
hold on, hold on. Are
I'm
you saying the
trying
minutes of this
to
meeting are
get
not on the
it.
website? Is that what you're stating?
I looked on the website, I didn't see any minutes from the past planning commission,
Yes, we did.
and you said we were supposed
Oh,
to.
okay, 'cause I put the meetings on for this meeting. I did put the minutes on there, so I know they're on there.
I think he's talking past meeting minutes.
Oh, the
Past
minutes.
meeting
Yeah.
minutes. You
Past
said,
ones we've approved.
last time we were sitting in here,
Oh.
you said, if you don't see them on the website, call me. So
Okay,
we're
well, I-
supposed to remind you to do it.
Right, I was referring to the agenda, but anyways, as far as the minutes, we don't put them on there until we approve them, so we're always like a month behind on getting them onto the website. But I have been working with Nikki, and she has been learning how to get the minutes on there.
I don't mean to get on you at all.
Well, it's been a process, I've got
Okay.
a lot to learn, and the minutes are, I
I'm not
apologize, the
getting on you at
bottom
all.
of my
Okay.
priority.
All right, okay, so, with that, like I said, call me, just let me know what's going on, and I'll do the best I can. Let's see, the weed control in the right of way. I did talk to Todd Mansky a little bit about that, and he said, yeah, he said, you know, how did you guys do last year? And I said, great, you know. But anyways, I have talked to Bryce Oddie, and they are willing to go out and spray the weeds for us if we would like them to. It sounds like Eureka's in the same bandwagon we are, and so Bryce is gonna be doing Eureka also. So that would be another option for us to work with him on, they have, like a Kubota or something like that with a 1,000-gallon tank and a remote sprayer that can spray out.
Spot treated.
Yeah, so he said he wouldn't do the whole township, he would just, you know, run down the roads and spot treat them. And Todd Maskey said the same thing, he said he would work with them, and Bryce already knows Todd, so he said, yep, it's not a problem, if you want me to do it, let me know. So, we talked about that a little bit, I don't know, Norby, you were working on that.
So how does that work then? They just give you a rate to, like an hourly rate to go cruise, and then the bill is what the bill is, or?
That's what I would guess, would be an hourly rate, and then you pay for how much product they put down. I don't know of anybody else that's gonna do it. You know, there doesn't sound like that many people that are interested in spraying right-of-ways. But I know in talking to Todd, he said, I mean, you guys can't ignore it, you know,
Is there a time, oh, sorry.
I wonder if Automatic does it, because she's certified, you're gonna have to be a certified sprayer.
I had asked her before about doing like the park, you know,
Yeah.
years back, and
Yeah.
she was not too keen on it, but.
Yeah, that's why we have the elevator, because you gotta be certified with these chemicals.
Is there a time of year you're supposed to do them?
Well, you gotta be certified and insured and bonded.
When are you supposed to, like, what time of year is it supposed to
It
be
all
spring?
depends, usually in the spring and the fall.
That's why you work with Todd. Todd said, I will work with Bryce to let him know that the weeks and
The
what
windows and
chemicals and what works best at what time. He said, that's my job, is to basically work with them.
Is Bryce certified to spray it?
No, but Todd said, it's like an online class, takes you about 20 minutes.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, he said it's an online class, takes you 20 minutes to take the test, and it's open book. So he said, if Bryce can't pass it, he said,
Open book.
yeah, he said you just go back and look at the webpage and get the answer, he said, then go forward. He said, it's like a $25 test, so he said, getting the certificate is nothing. Oh, go ahead, Sandy.
Excuse me. Basically, I think you're talking about, you know, the weeds, wild parsnip is a big one. And you do need to be certified for that. And I know Mark Henry would go down to Joe Age's Castle Rock Mill and Elevator and get the spray from him, but he carried a bottle with him all the time when he was on the grader. He would walk the road. And Todd Mansky did tell him that Castle Rock probably had wild parsnip in as much control as you're gonna have it, because it's a 3-year process when it grows. It's a corm, and then it's next year, and then it's next year, and it grows from spring to fall and blooms all the time. So that is something you really do need to keep control of, though, in this township.
Well, and I think the biggest issue on that is, it's really gonna be hard for us to go out and enforce it on somebody's property and say, you know, hey, you have noxious weeds growing on your property, and there's a county or state law that you have to deal with it, and then they go, you guys got them in your ditch. I mean, we are supposed to be dealing with it. So I just thought I would bring it up that we could reach out to Bryce and get a quote from him on what, you know, what his hourly rate would be on spraying, and if that's something the board's interested in doing. I don't know of many other options. I mean, and I'm assuming Bryce has enough liability insurance that I don't think that for him spraying is going to be an issue. Apparently somebody knows Bryce better than me, apparently his uncle or something owns a spraying company.
I have no idea. Oh, yeah, he's got it.
I think that's where Bryce said he's going to get the equipment.
Tom has everything.
So Bryce just told me, he said, the equipment I have no problem getting. He said that the licensing I have no problem getting. He said, you guys just got to tell me if you're interested in having me do it, and then I can give you a quote.
Might as well get prices from him and anybody else, whatever.
That's what I'm thinking. We should just get some prices.
Hourly rate and a per gallon rate, and that's probably about as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the liability insurance.
Well, I mean, but he would have to have
I
liability.
know, but I mean, if you have a drift,
Spray a farmer's
you
crop.
could come into a lot of dollars in a real short period of time.
Did we say, or when he did the road contract, doesn't he have 3 or 5 million?
He's got $3 million.
3 million?
In liability.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's over the 1.5 that he's required to have.
So
So,
get quotes from whoever.
okay.
Makes sense.
Norb, you started on it, you wanna finish up on it?
I can.
Okay, so Norb will get a hold of Bryce and see what he can work out and report back to us at the April meeting. Kind of prices and. Sounds like on the rig that he plans on using, it sounds like he already knows. It's got like a fire hose nozzle on it, so it's not spraying so much of a mist as it is like a hose, so hopefully that's gonna work out. All right, moving on, dust in road. Norb, you had that on there.
Yeah, last year we got started so late. Someone's gotta get quotes for gravel and dust control, so we're not behind the 8 ball this year like we were last year.
We should probably wait till the reorg meeting and figure out who's in charge of the road committee.
Okay, well, the dust,
I think that's too late.
well, the dust grouping is just a matter of I mean, there's only one company that does it, so it's just a
Right.
matter of us determining how much we wanna spend.
And gravel, doesn't he like to start in May? You know, we put the
April
quotes
or
out, yeah, we put the quotes out in April, we don't get them to our May meeting. We're
Right.
behind
We're not
April.
doing nothing until June, we're gonna put it
Right.
right to July.
Right.
So,
So quotes from Milestone and Anderson
Yeah,
and.
Castle Rock and
Yeah.
Anderson, I mean, it doesn't hurt to get quotes.
We went through this last year, and we go through it again, but we kind of ruffled some toes last year, where Darren Anderson called me up and said, I don't know why this year it's any different. He said, with Bryce, he said, you guys get the best price of anybody that I sell to. Nobody's buying gravel cheaper than you, and he said, and again, we got a quote from Solberg's, and Solberg's was like, why are you getting a bid from me? He said, I don't truck, I have no way of getting you the gravel, and then he said, I mean, so he gave us a quote last year, but we had to come and pick it up, and that wasn't gonna work out, so, I mean, we kind of ruffled some feathers last year, but if you guys want to,
Do you not want to get quotes?
well, I'm just saying that I think we have Bryce look into it and find out if we're gonna get the same price as we got last year.
I think the road steward should get quotes.
Okay.
I don't think you leave the road maintenance guy do it.
And I think, historically, we've always had like Milestone be the spot gravel
Yep.
people, right? So
Yep.
get at least, whatever, get those two and
Okay,
Is Milestone Castle Rock? Is that what, am I thinking the same place?
Castle Rock, yeah, Castle Materials.
In Randolph?
Yeah, I think so.
Castle Rock Materials,
Yeah.
Is that Milestone?
I believe.
I think.
I
that's
think,
right.
I think we're on the same page.
okay, so you want quotes for gravel from
Right, I think legally.
Anderson?
Yeah, I think legally we have to.
We
get
have to,
quotes.
yes. We have to get quotes.
And from Milestone, or, yeah, Castle Rock Gravel, or is it
I
Milestone?
don't know which one they go by, but.
The one in Randolph. I think they switched names.
Form,
Yeah, I think.
the gravel quote form that Pete has.
That'll be in the back room.
We have a gravel quote form?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, Nikki, you wanna look for the gravel quote form? That's,
I think Pete had a copy of it last year.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent over 75,000.
okay.
Yep.
Alrighty, so, and then I'll have, them send us out a quote for the dust control again this year?
Who do we have? We only have one to pick from?
You got one?
Envirotech, is that what it is?
Veritech, yep.
Yeah. It's the only one I know of. It's,
And we can demand that they'll be out at a certain date, and they will basically say, we'll get there when we get there, because we're the only player in town, so.
pretty much, isn't that who the county uses too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how that price is gonna be with the world.
right?
Asking on that gravel, real quick, last year we had them cut back on the application a little bit, try and save some money for the township. I mean, how do the people feel how the dust control was last year? I mean, we did save a fair amount of money. Does everybody feel it was worse, or didn't really notice much different?
Well, I noticed is about Annette Avenue, wherever they dust proof, the road gets like concrete and they don't have to do anything to it for a long time. And between dust proofing, now you gotta go grade it 2 or 3
Really locks
times
it
a
in.
summer.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
But I talked Mark Henry into it one year and they did the whole road, Annette Avenue. And it saved him a ton of grading, because once it packed down, and the road would had crown on it then, of course.
Yep.
But once it packed down, it was like concrete, and they never had to go out and grade. So they actually saved money in the end.
Yeah, and when we do the crown on the road, right as soon as he's done, then he goes out there and puts calcium chloride on, and then to, again, make it into concrete so that the shape of the road kind of holds better, so.
So that's my only
Yep.
observation, is
Yep.
that they have to go out and periodically, many times throughout the summer, grade where there is no dust proofing.
Yeah. Well, and 230th and that are tough also, because last year that's where Excel was supposed to be doing all their traffic. And now with the solar panel, that will be their haul route to come in and out. Because the only way they can get in and out is missing bridges. So that's, unfortunately you live there, but that's why we're picking that, because
Right.
it's the only road without bridges, so. Okay, all right, so I'll get to work on that and the dust proofing. All right, Addie's 230th Street.
Yeah, I see they went out there and brush mowed the second tier, let's call
Yep, they took down all the heavy brush, I guess.
it. They mowed the second 6 feet, and I guess what I'm questioning, that was $4,500. And when they mowed the whole township, it was $6,000. And I brought this up last October, because on 230th, they mowed the top 6 feet, and I asked why we mowing the top 6 feet when they're gonna do the whole right of way. So we paid twice for the exact same thing.
It's two different mowing operations that they use. I mean,
Now they use the same thing, I was out there. He just put it on the front of a skid loader and drove down the road.
that's a grinder that was on the front of the skid loader.
Yeah, he just did the second 6 feet and drove, he only had to do about half the
So
road.
when they do the edge of the road, the weeds, they use a frail mower.
Okay.
So it's that's a tractor moving at a faster, higher rate of speed.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know, but
But when we approved Dottie's a year ago, it was
Yep.
the whole right of way Blaine to Biscayne.
yep.
But they didn't have to do the whole right of way. Because they already got paid to do the top half.
So what are you getting at here?
If the whole township's $6,000 and that road was 4,500, I don't think we got a very good deal. I mean, we do 30 miles for $6,000. That was 1.5 miles.
Did they do every ditch, or was that they spot did it? I don't
It
know.
was a spot, it even says on here, various areas, his bill. He didn't mow the whole thing.
For the 65? Or for the
45.
For the 45?
65 is that top swath on the whole township.
And they
This
did-
is the one that he was taking down all of those big, like, the big ones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like the actual trees growing on our right of way.
yeah,
That's what this is.
yeah,
So this is different than just mowing.
but the trees are still there.
Are they?
Yeah, he just mowed the second 6 feet, that's it.
That's an issue then.
And when we approved this, Emma was sitting there from Automatic was gonna bid it. But we agreed on the whole right-of-way Blaine to Biscayne, and she then came back with, I don't have the equipment to do what you're asking, I'm not gonna bid it.
Okay, so what is your proposal?
Mine would be put Bryce in the chair here and let's figure it out.
Is it like wait till next month?
What was Bryce told to do?
Not pay that bill, and let's talk to him, and let's compare notes from when them guys made the deal. I wasn't here when that deal was made, Jordan wasn't here when that deal was made.
Right.
It was before we were here.
Okay. So you want to ask Scotty to come to the April meeting?
I can do that when I'm talking to him.
Do you know what he was told to do, Jerry?
He was basically, the discussion we had was all that thick brush, and I don't even know what that stuff is. It looks like maybe dogwoods or something. He was gonna go in there and grind all that stuff down that was in the ditch. And then like there's that one house, when you first turn on to 230 from Biscayne on the south side of the road, in their front yard, the brush was really getting thick, and then he went in there and ground all that down. So, then they ground down around the bridge because, that. I mean, basically, he went from one end of the road to the other. And I agree with you, there are areas where the only issue there was just grass there. And then he catches with that frail mower that he runs around with in the summer.
Yeah, I guess my issue was, when they presented just a year ago, was the full right-of-way from Blaine to Biscayne.
Okay? Well, I mean, we can bring him in, that's,
But he wasn't here for that meeting, so I don't have no idea what Bryce was ever told.
okay?
Here's where I'm at. We did a budget meeting in January, and we said no brush cutting this year. Now we just burned up $8,000. That's okay, $1,000 out of our budget again for next year.
Well, this should have been done last year. That's the issue.
But still, we had agreed at that budget meeting, no brush cutting this year. We can go 1 year without. Now we just burned up $8,000.
Yeah, we just blew $8,000.
Well, right now, we're just going off of what Pete's telling us, so.
Well, we can lump in what North's talking about on the same bill is 250th Street. That's 3,500, so there's $8,000.
This would have been a nice thing to get emailed about, like during the week, so that we could have gone and reviewed the work before the meeting.
Last meeting, I asked Jerry,
Do that.
what we're doing on 2/30th. He said he's gonna talk to Bryce and find out. Here we are,
When did you go drive to 9:30th,
the day they moved it.
which was?
Oh, I don't
That was
know.
last week. you said.
Week ago, week and a half? I don't know. I'm guessing. Probably a week ago.
You could have sent us an email telling us to go review it, like send it to our
He was
clerk.
driving away with the mower.
Right, but we could have gone and seen what
Oh.
work he did,
Oh,
so that we could be prepared to talk about it in the meeting tonight.
oh.
So why don't we then have Bryce come to
I
the...
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why don't we have Bryce come to the
You're
April
right.
meeting and we can discuss it? I mean, without him here to discuss, I don't know what...
Yeah, I'd say you want Bryce in because I have my own experience with those guys and they're very inconsistent on their billing. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And that's my personal experience with them.
I just feel like we need to talk to them as businessmen and find out where everybody is rather than everybody sitting here accusing one or
Right.
another. You know what I mean?
Yep, I get it.
Well, maybe
I
in the
totally
future too,
agree.
you have like, not that, I don't know if this is a good idea or bad idea, but maybe you have like a, like a work order. You write out what it is, right, and say this is what the board's,
A contract.
It's great.
I mean, just, like a memo that says this, where it's line item, and then you can always reference it and see, this is what I was told to do,
I asked for a scope of work.
so.
All right, so you're gonna, when you talk to
I'll
Bryce...
talk to them about the weed stuff. I'll invite them to our next meeting.
Okay, so we'll table that to the April meeting.
So are we just not gonna put our road maintenance person? Because that doesn't seem like a great idea.
I think if we'd explain it to them,
Yeah.
that we want to discuss it first.
This is a $10,000 bill,
I
and
know
we're
that.
gonna short them.
I know that.
Can we approve like part of it? Like, I don't think that we should just not pay our road maintenance person. That seems like a really bad idea. Especially when we have township people already in here complaining about the road maintenance.
The only part I got a problem is the 2/3. I don't even have a problem with it. Well, I don't know. Did we have a bid on 250th? I don't remember. We should have his proposals in front
We
of
should
us
talk
for
to
the next
Bryce about
meeting,
that
too.
because they had already done 250th when I ran into Jason. I saw their trucks on there, so I went down there to see what he was doing. And he said, and then we got 250th finished up, and I said, I didn't know you were going back to 250th. And he said, that's part of that project we started last year, trimming the trees. So I did want to find out,
Oh, you're right. I thought they did that last year.
they trimmed the canopy, and he said this was all part of that. I'm wondering if we did, I just want to make sure, did we get billed last year for it, or did we get billed this year for it?
And the April meeting, we should have both their proposals in front of us with their bill.
Yeah. Hey, Jaylene, when you have time, can you look up at the Audie's bills and see if you can find where we were billed for any tree trimming on 250th Street? Bryce does a pretty good job of itemizing out what he does. So therefore, if you can find an invoice, if we weren't invoiced last year, and it was 3,500 for both, then it's like, okay, he just finished it up this year and stuff like that.
I remember them going out last year. I thought they were done.
Here's my question. You guys say some of the big trees and that are still there. Is he finished? Did anybody ask him, is he finished? Is he coming back to do more?
I'm not so sure.
The only thing he has left right now that I'm aware of is that one tree on 230th Street.
I think we should stop that. That tree ain't hurting nothing and we are in budget problems. That's another 1,500, ain't it?
Yep.
It seems to me that there's a bunch of gaps that all this information's falling in between.
Yeah.
You need one guy to handle this shit, man. It's like, really?
I'd like to also add that it might be wise moving forward to create RFPs for this, or request for proposal, and spell out what exactly you're looking for don't go by word of mouth, but have it on a document. And either they accept it, you know, they give you the quote, and it'll identify exactly what they're supposed to do. Then you have something to fall back on. I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I thought, Norm, you're the one who made the proposal to let Audie's kind of be autonomous.
But like I say, this bidding was done even before you and I were in
Right.
charge.
I think we should stop that tree thing for 1,500 on 2/30th, before that happens next week. We have no idea what he's doing.
They already started on it. They went up there and turned all the top branches off. I noticed that. Because I drove by the other day just to see if it was gone yet. It's still, at least
Isn't
as
that
far
how
as.
business is supposed to work? You
Yeah.
get a hold of the guys that can do the work. You tell them what you want done. You get bids. The reason you get bids is so these guys work at their desk trying to give you the best price and get the job. It's a balancing act. I've been self-employed for 40 years. I know what it's like.
This was
It's a balancing act, and then you get the bids, and you gotta have one person
Yeah.
make the decision.
I think the big problem too was this was approved almost a year ago, and nothing was done. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they go out there.
Right, but let's move forward with a plan.
Yeah. Oh,
That's my,
I 100% agree.
okay,
The world I live in, you have to have an RFP.
right,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, so, does the board want to cancel the, oh,
You should find out what type of machine used.
I witnessed the machines used, so on 250th Street, he had his Volvo excavator down there, kind of a big thing. He had that down there with a big drum on the front of it that he was grinding down those
What he
trees.
gets for that is probably a lot more than he gets.
Oh, sure, yeah,
On a Bobcat.
yeah.
Sure.
And it takes longer to do it, which is only like a 4-foot width compared to Bobcats, about 5.5, 6.
Sure. Honestly, it's probably good just to have a check-in, establish the expectations for the year, go through it, have him here. It's
Yeah.
probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it'd be a good idea to have it come to the April meeting. Okay, all right, so what do we want to do on that tree? He has started on the top of it, trimming it off.
Do we want to just find out where he's at with it first?
It might already be done.
Well, it wasn't
Did
yesterday.
it today, who knows?
But you could have been doing it today.
Oh, it
It's
was,
the
sure,
next day.
sure. We don't know that. Well, I mean, or do we want, I mean, just want me to call him up and tell him to hold off on that tree until the April meeting? The only problem with that is, I mean, unless you guys want to leave the tree, stay there. The only problem with it, once you get out of the winter season, then he really doesn't like doing any tree trimming work because we're busy doing all the other work.
So is he trimming the tree or taking it down? We don't even know.
He's taking down that one limb, just the one limb that hangs over 230th Street. The rest of the tree is staying, but there's one limb, if you look at the tree, it's hanging over 230th.
Yep.
And the tree's starting to rot in there. So there, and again, here's our reasoning, Pete. It was no snow, remember last year, we didn't get any snow. So we thought, hey, we didn't spend any money on snow removal. Let's maybe take care of some of these tree issues, and that was our game plan.
Right.
And then, like I said, it dragged out. And I'm not gonna make excuses for that. The one reason why it dragged out is because we gave him the okay. Then I called him up and I told him, we're not gonna do it. You were gonna get the guy from Cannon Valley, or Cannon Falls.
For the tree at Nicolai's front yard.
Nope, that was for the ditch.
Well, the other, he don't do ditches.
But I know you were gonna do that, and then we sat on it into the summer. And then when that didn't pan out, then that's when,
Zach's ours.
Alright.
I don't know what it
Do we
was.
have a motion here?
Yeah, let's decide what we're gonna do, or we're gonna be here all night on this one issue.
We just keep talking about what happened.
Yeah, okay, what do you wanna do?
Well, are we?
We paying the bill or not paying the bill?
I think we have to pay something. Maybe not the 4,500, but I think the rest of it needs to be paid. We can't not pay our road maintenance back.
So why don't we pay everything but the 4,500 until we discuss it?
We don't know if we paid anything on 250th or not. Because he started it a year ago. Like Jerry was saying,
Yeah, he-
I don't know if we,
He came
did
in
we
and
get
trimmed
billed
it.
for some of that last year?
He trimmed the canopy last year. Yes, he did.
When he was on the road last year, 250th, I thought he did the whole thing, to be honest.
I didn't know, and I did too. I didn't know.
I
he
think
was
we all
coming back, right, until it was already done. And I understand what he did, because like I said, at 250, the people were plowing the snow and they'd leave it on the shoulder because the brush was so thick they couldn't plow it into the
Yep.
right away. So I mean, it looks great. I went down there and looked at it afterwards and it's like, well, it looks great, but it's done now, so.
I'll make a motion, we pay Audie's for everything except the tree trimming on 250th and 230th until we get clarification.
Okay, do I have a second on that motion?
You're stopping all 8,000?
That's a lot of money for somebody running a business. You know that you run a business.
Yep, and they do it every day. Because we don't know if we paid, what if we paid half of 250th already?
I think he's a good business person who would refund us.
Okay.
Or give us a credit into the next month. I mean, you know, we can always end April, just tell them, okay, we'll
That's fine.
credit back some of this and then I don't think Bryce is gonna stiff us. So do we wanna make a motion to approve the payment and then we'll discuss next month? I mean, Pete made a motion, was there ever a second on that or no? No second? Okay, so that motion dies for lack of second. Do we want to make a new motion then to pay the bill and then discuss going forward with next month? And how to deal with the charges that were on the bill?
I can't pay the whole bill, I don't think. I'll make a motion that we pay, that we withhold $3,500. 35, we'll do the one, and that's the lesser one, you know, because they did some of the work or whatever, yeah. So that's where I'm at. Until we talk to them and visit to them and find out if they're finished or not or whatever. You know, I think it's fair.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Okay, so Norm makes a motion to pay Audie's bill less $3,500, and Jordan seconds that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, are we done with roads?
Tree limb.
What's that?
You want to continue on the tree limb or not?
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. What do you guys want to do on that tree limb on 230?
Is it 250?
230.
We just find out what the status is.
Well, by the time we come back to next month's meeting, the tree may be down.
Okay.
Leave the tree alone.
If he hasn't started on it, leave it alone. If he has, finish the job.
Then it doesn't matter, it's a moot point.
Jerry said he already started.
He started trimming all the top off because when we topple it, it was gonna go into the power lines.
Right.
Which power line is that?
Is it the big one?
Is it Dakota or is it,
It's gotta be a little, it's gotta be Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota Electric.
Right.
so if there was an issue, Dakota Electric would have the branches now?
Dakota Electric will take down the trees in the,
Exactly.
in the.
So why are we paying to have trees removed if it's that close to the power line? So all someone had to do was call Dakota Electric. They would have took the tree down and cost us a penny.
Okay, you wanna call Dakota Electric and ask them to take the tree down?
Someone's got to go find out.
I'll call them, because they come out to my house every other year. Down my road, cut,
All right,
and they cut now, winter time.
so,
I'll call,
Okay, so
that's,
still up, leave it.
that's by the organic farmer, right? If you turn off of Blaine, it's about 1,000 feet down on the right-hand side. That's the tree we're talking about?
If you come up Audrey and then turn to the right and you go down, you can't miss it. The tree's hanging over the road.
Kind of by Ray Harson's, you know where Ray lives?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pete's gonna call Dakota Electric, and I will let Audie know if he hasn't done anything with it, cancel. Okay, now are we done with roads? Moving right along. Okay. Garden to Castle Rock, the final approval for, the project down there. I think we've gone beating this up down and around, right?
Do we have this stuff? I didn't see anything. They were gonna rewrite his CUP?
Yep.
Is this the guy?
Right,
This is what I took, so we must have a new CUP.
Here.
You don't have one?
We get the CUD.
Do we have new CUPs? Throw it up for us.
No. Was that?
What are we gonna do on that? With the CUP here?
Jerry, the planning commission approved everything, and I think the hours are the same.
Yep.
Everything was pretty much the same. It's just that he had a couple of buildings being added, and Jim Hyman wanted something added. Unfortunately, I don't have my draft minutes with me. That's where that would be listed.
Yeah.
But everything was pretty much, we approved everything.
Good enough for me.
We don't need a planning commission minutes.
No.
I have,
Oh, wait.
No, we don't.
I have them right here.
You have them?
I have them in my laptop here. Planning commission
Can
meeting.
you read them to us for what was decided? Would that be good enough for everybody? If she reads the planning commission minutes?
Works for me.
I suppose we have Sandy here, could verify them, you know.
Okay. Norby, you okay with that?
You guys were at the meeting, weren't you?
Yeah, we were at the meeting. Everything went along just fine. I didn't see any problems. You didn't see any problems. You were at the meeting, right?
See. Stop staring at me.
You're under the spotlight.
Okay. So for the minutes.
we got.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Todd made the motion to approve the updated IUP for Schweitzer Garden of Castle Rock. Sandy Weber second. And that's all that is written in the notes as far as the minutes go.
Okay, so we don't have the actual. Again, I know I was at the meeting and there was nothing, I mean, this wasn't like a really exciting CUP, but you know, it would be nice to have a copy in front of us, I agree. What does the board want to do?
I mean, we've seen his stuff. It's come through. I'm fine with it.
Were you at the meeting, Norm?
I am. I'm gonna say let's pass it, but I sure don't like it going this way.
I
I've got Jim Hyman. Oh, Jim. No, I hung up on it.
Don't put that in the minutes.
Well, Todd's here too.
Well, and Todd was here.
But he's got the wording.
Nobody had any.
Sorry, I'll put you on speaker.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. Ask the question and he'll tell you the wording that he wanted in there.
What did you want added to the conditional use permit?
I think what we recommend is that the original IUP or the CUP, whatever we got, didn't have the prep kitchen on there, so we were just recognizing that he's adding a prep kitchen for the business that he is operating under right now.
So original terms plus original terms plus a prep kitchen.
Correct, yeah, we're just basically just adding in the IUP that he was adding on his original IUP that he was doing a prep kitchen.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
And all the hours and everything else stays the same?
Yeah, he said
Okay.
everyone does stay the same there. He said we've been operating with those hours and they were not going to be altered at all. He said it's more just so when they have an event, they would have, most of the stuff gets catered in and you just need some place for the caterers to set up and then distribute those. So that's what that was the intention of it. So the hours weren't changing, there was nothing there, it was just adding the original prep kitchen added to the business. I think he's got an event center, deal with outside entertainment, that stuff was on the original IUP, just didn't have no limitation of prep kitchen also.
Cool.
And that's another thing, it's an interim use permit, not a conditional use permit, right?
Are you still there, Jim? So it's an IUP, did you set a timeline for an IUP review?
I think originally it was every 5 years, I think originally it was every 3 years, and then it went to 5 years, but I didn't put any time, and I guess you guys could do that if you want to review it in a year, but I think our conversation was if there's any complaints, then the town board had a right to check in on violations of the IUP. So I know they've been operating with what they had with no complaints at all, so, and that's kind of what we were feeling. But the board, if there was complaints or something that was done in the last 7 or 8 years, then the review. But I know it's at every 5 years is the review, and presently I'm not sure what that date is for next.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Start new fiber.
Yeah, I think BJ's got it ready for, since we're amending it, we should probably set a timeline.
Go ahead, BJ. Oh,
Are you gonna go ahead?
go ahead.
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the IUP. The first year we do 1 year review, and then if everything works out, then
Hey, Jerry.
we extend it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just two things. The word kitchen and prep kitchen, the state just sees it as kitchen. So whether we're doing prep or anything, so I don't want to be
Keep it
limited
general.
by the
Yeah,
word.
I don't have a problem with anybody else.
So just kitchen, and then
Okay.
it, I don't know if we actually amend the IUP.
It's a
That's
new
why
one.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
an
the FD was.
The original was, this is I'm in my 13th year, so the first 5 years I showed up every year when it said stop in every year, and at that point they were like, what are you doing here? Because no one else shows up. So they told me to stop coming in every year, so every 5 years I renewed it. And then that's back in October when I started this process, that's when Jim just said, it doesn't say kitchen, so we should have kitchen, so that's why I'm here trying to get a kitchen so we can move forward. We kind of missed the winter construction, so it's gonna try to get it this summer, but I don't know, yeah, there's that. So if it started over as an IUP, at some point, IUP is good for tonight, but I've also said at previous meetings, at some point, we worked with a tent put up by Milestone. They put it up, our tent, reception tent, that at some point we need to replace that with a building. When that happens, I'll ask for a CUP, because it's really hard to invest that much into the township and not have some level of guarantee that the business can continue. So at some point, I'll ask for a CUP instead of an IUP. But this would be a new one, that would, if you go 5 years, that's fine. And then just the word kitchen instead of prep kitchen.
So I'll second Norm's motion that the original IUP terms plus the construction and use of kitchen.
Okay. And when's the review?
1 year.
1 year?
1 year and then they'll go to 5.
And then we
Yep.
go to 5.
Yep.
So every year you want me to come in?
Just
No, so 1 year, and then we'll put you back on the 5-year cycle.
Yep.
We'll see me more.
There you go. Okay, I have a motion from Norm, I have a, no,
I seconded it.
yeah, BJ seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, the audit, I'm assuming we're talking about, we talked about this last month. Oh, I'm sorry.
I should have asked during when you were working on an agenda, but is there any chance that our new business item could be coupled at the same time? Or do you, we can wait?
That's the Mary Liquor.
Oh,
Down as number 12.
so we have another.
Oh, yeah, I don't see why, is everybody okay with that?
Are you applying for liquor license?
I will be. So I have to have the approval of the township board before I can ask the county.
I was gonna say, doesn't the county do
Then
liquor
the county gets
licenses?
in. And
Yeah, I don't think we do.
then AG&E, but we have to have a basic approval from you that.
Yep,
Because we usually get, like with the fair and stuff, we get stuff from like the applications,
yeah.
but they're just right?
Has to.
Yeah.
So,
What do you need like a minutes that say that we approved your liquor license?
That's my basic understanding, that it's okay for the township for us to go there.
yep, I'll make a motion to approve Castle Rock's married liquor license.
Yours will second.
Okay, you got the motion in the second? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0, please.
And then I would, just a small clarification, it's actually Mary, so Merrymary.
Oh.
But after Mary, you'll be very Mary.
All right. We hope so. Okay, is there anything else we can do for you, sir?
Yeah, Mark's coming down to work on the building permits on Wednesday, so we're moving forward on that, so. I've got one to get some engineering to him, but the other one he didn't have yet, so we'll get to him on Wednesday and we'll try to get on track. But thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you, sir. Appreciate your patience on this. I know we really dragged you out, didn't we?
Yeah, but it's okay, because we're not going away, and it's a part of the process.
All right.
But thank you.
Yep, take care. All right, so back to the motion for the audit. I thought about this, Mark, we talked about the last meeting, and from my conversations with Jaylene, where she seems to be finding the books are pretty much, everything is in balance and everything looks correct. With the budget shortfall, I guess I'm a little, not supporting of the audit myself, but I'm gonna let the other board members speak up, so that's where I'm at.
Do we get a vote from anyone?
I think we have to do the audit. We want, if there's something wrong, we do not want Jaylene anyway for it. We have to. But this is, that's my opinion.
I completely agree with what Jordan just said.
Okay. Nor did you find anybody to actually participate?
I thought Nikki was gonna look in and see if.
I thought that would have been more Jaylene would have done. wasn't it?
Someone.
Everybody thought somebody else
Yeah.
was doing it. So,
Well, I know one thing we agreed on, we're not going to be able to do it until after April. So I guess we can just get it for our April meeting.
You know, like when we did the last one, there was kind of varying levels of sophistication. I guess for me, I would, not that I love pushing things, but push it to April, just to see how like the levy stuff goes too, to see how, because that might paint, you know, okay, yeah, let's do a full-blown one, or let's maybe do another skinnier one.
I agree.
Okay.
So we'll table this till
I
April?
agree, April, it's an April
Okay, Norm, you
item
good?
agenda.
Table it till April?
I don't know if we'd find someone before
I
April.
don't think we want to.
We could, everybody wants to check around and vote around, feel free.
Everybody still go with it though, right?
Yeah, I am. I would go.
I am.
Okay. All right, but we'll table it till April. Approve it.
We have to.
Oh, now we should have someone look into seeing if we can find somebody.
Maybe we should all, I mean, I deal with 2 different accountants, I'll ask them, I probably know their answer already, because they don't even take new clients, for goodness sake.
My people did last time.
Right.
Were no.
I deal with small business accountants, and the 2 I know aren't accepting new clients. So I don't know if they do an audit.
I have a good friend who owns an accounting firm. You do not want to see his bills.
Yeah.
The only reason why I got by cheap was because I fixed his cars myself.
They're,
I'll get you that.
CPA accountants are expensive. They are. I know.
Okay, well, we'll table that till April and we can look around.
Can, you
Is
know,
anybody gonna look for an auditor, should we put that in here, or?
Board members,
I will ask a couple people. That's
Jaylene,
better than nothing.
Jaylene, you know anybody that does audits?
I might, I'll check into things.
Okay, so Jaylene will look into it also? Okay, so if everybody can look into it.
Is there just a word, Trevor's been waiting, building permit? I mean, should we get him taken care of before we get too far?
Oh, God, I'm
Nikki
sorry.
just reminded me. So
Yeah, I missed him up at the top. My
That's
bad.
this one.
That's my bad, okay. All right, so we're gonna table that till April. Trevor, you're up, and our apologies that we made you sit here.
I'm in a good mood though, so that's a plus.
All right,
That's a good thing. That's a good start.
So, my last name's Schreiber, but that's okay.
Sorry.
This is my place. And I got this kind of, they looked at it, and I want to put a pole shed here and then a little addition off the back of my house. So, lots of construction. This is kind of the,
Now I remember you.
this is kind of the breakdown of Menard's pole shed, right? And then I have the draftsman or whatever drawing up this. They're like behind, so I don't have that. I just have some rough sketches and things.
I don't, this ain't you, is it? I'm sorry.
No,
Oh, then
No.
we got another one to deal with after. We got two Trevors. I'm sorry.
I
I
think
got
we have the Trevors mixed up, we just have one Trevor tonight.
you're correct. I got
But we
two.
have the wrong application.
I have
He's
two.
Schraber, he's Starbach.
I have two Trevors here. I'm sorry. I had you with the wrong one. I'm sorry.
See, and that's why I was looking at this, it's new
Okay.
construction. and I was
Yeah,
like-
let's get him taken care. I'm sorry. I had the wrong Trevor. What are the odds?
Okay, we're all good.
Okay, now I understand.
This has gone from the planning commission already?
They did. That guy was here, and I don't know.
Yep, I was at the planning commission.
The other guy that Jim or whatever his name was.
I think
But they wanted to see kind of where my septic was in accordance and where the well was, so I just show you where the well is, I show where the septic is, show where the addition is, show where the shed is gonna be. This is the post and planning for the shed, and this is the thing that Menards gives me for the shed. I have Warner Construction is gonna be building it, so I have a licensed contractor building it.
So the planning commission was good with everything?
Norm, if I remember right, they were good with everything, right? Other than they were asking about the septic.
Yeah, they told me I had to be 15 feet or something.
Yeah, the planning commission looked at everything you had, and Jim was very specific about distance between driveways and.
Yeah, because he told me I have to
And everything
be
like that.
50 feet from a property line and 100 foot from my driveway. If I wanted to put a driveway, I may split off of here, I'm not 100% yet, but it'd probably be nice, but you know where I live, I'm just on the road from you.
Oh, now I do.
Yeah.
I see, I got these two Trevors mixed up. Yeah, I know exactly where you live.
So,
Yeah. So here's your garage, so you
Yeah.
went outside of your house?
I wanna go
Oh,
up
you're
to
the one
my
up
house
here.
in a house addition, you know? And
So you're doing a house addition and a shed? Oh,
At the same time, yep.
Oh, should be two different permits then.
should be.
Should be.
so I got just different stuff that I don't know exactly everything I need, but I have the draftsman drawing up the exact of the house stuff, but I have some of this stuff as well.
Two different permit applications.
I will need two different permits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is at least, it's gotta be 110 feet off the road. So
That'd be easy.
And Jim's right.
This one was 110 feet just for.
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
What's the address?
The old Umber house.
3480, 232nd.
Right past
Headlands.
Headlands. The next one, same side of the road.
Yeah.
Yep. The deer are always coming through there.
Yeah.
I know, on that corner.
How big is your shed?
40 by 80.
So did he tell you that you need engineering stamp drawings for that?
So he just said to grab some drawings from like Menards where the posts would go and stuff, and then I can print off the truss specs and stuff for it.
But
That's
you
all.
might want to check with Mark. He usually wants stamped engineered drawings, which they charge you for it. So you may want
Really,
to,
probably not do any of that for when I built my garage, but
how big is your garage?
32 by 40 or something.
It's over 1,000.
That's, Mark handles all that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mark will handle it. I just don't want you to get caught up at the end when you're ready to build. Sure. He says, where's your engineering stamp drawings, and you don't have it, then you gotta wait for it.
No, yeah, I'm gonna get all that, I just have, I don't know if this is good enough for anything that shows the layout of the.
All I use this setbacks.
I'm kind of a BJ. If we see the setbacks, the shed's all gonna be inspectors. They're gonna run that.
Yeah, they're the ones that'll make sure.
So what do we have an application for, the house or shed?
I don't know, I just.
We don't have anything on that.
Then how can we approve anything? If we don't have an application in front of us, how do we approve it? We need two applications. An application.
Do you have, did you do an application for this one?
Yeah.
I can print you some applications,
You know, I mean,
and you can do it.
we just can't fly by like.
Did you have them for the?
I called her ahead of time, remember, and she said, or somebody said, come into the planning commission or whatever, and then I came there.
Yep.
Then they told me they wanted overhead view with some drawings on it, some sort of layout for the design, and then I don't have this fully done yet, but I have some of these over here. And
And like in the future, like if you scale this out, you have like distance from here, distance from here. You know, like kind of scale this. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, your phone is obvious. But those are usually the things we look at, some of those sensitive things.
We're big on safety.
Yeah.
The structure of the building is basically all inspected. Yeah, that's their world. We're just,
You said your approval tonight, or whatever, we approve this day, or like,
I would like to start the shed sooner than later. I mean, it's a lot for me and my buddy that owns Warren Construction to try to write off this year.
yeah, but I hear what Doris said, that without the permits in front of us, it's kind of.
So you have a word of chapter
What
or
is the
anything?
permits? No, I didn't want to buy, why would I buy permits if I didn't know for sure I could do this?
Well, it's a chicken and the egg kind of a deal.
It's a flawed process that we have.
That's why when, you know, I figured once it got approved, obviously, then I spend my money, I buy the permits. But I don't know.
Two applications.
But that's right, but if he gets a permit, it doesn't get approved, he gets his money back, doesn't he?
well,
Isn't this a process?
You need an
I built my
application.
house and I didn't go through this in front of all that. I had to come up with a packet,
Where do I get the?
deliver it to the township.
Okay.
The planning commission reviewed it, sent it to the board. That took me 2 seconds up here to get it approved.
That's what I'm looking for. Like,
What is
what did the
this?
planning commission do? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm asking for.
This should have all been approved. This isn't what we should be sitting here witnessing.
Well, we're planning, so hopefully would have got the permits and sent them on.
Because you fired somebody on the planning commission and now you
So there you go.
Yeah, you wanna go there?
chasing your tail. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
You guys go to those meetings.
Functioning.
When you go to those meetings, keep this process moving.
Well,
Did they approve it at the meeting or?
So I thought he was just there for information that day.
This
He was
isn't how
there
it's
for
done.
information, we told him to go, Jim told him what he needed to do.
Yep.
And then he needs to go to Nikki to get the permits.
So you haven't approved this?
No, they did approve it the night I
We
was here.
approved what we needed to do, he needed to do, but Jim told him to go to Menards to
Right.
get the drawings for the shed and whatever, and then to go to Nikki and get the permits. Now, I'm sure, do you have the permits or no?
He does not have the permits. What I'm asking is, did you approve the shed and the addition?
We did
How
not,
quickly, because
we
you
approved.
She wasn't there, was she?
Yes, I was there. We approved, we told him exactly what he needed to do, and then he was supposed to go get permits, get all the information, and I thought Jim told him to come back to us.
I'll just,
That would be in our draft minutes,
This has gotta
right?
stop.
Did he tell you to come back to us? Did Jim
She said,
tell
they
you?
said to come back next, building or board meeting, so I come back to the next board meeting.
Planning commission meeting.
I think.
No, I already got there to that.
We need
But
to
you have to go again, because you don't have the permits.
I think we're able to.
So once you go to the planning commission, you can do 5 permits without the board okaying your project?
No,
No.
what I'm saying is, you came for information that night, we told you what you needed to do, okay? Then you were to go, he told you to go get plans from Menards and that, then go get your permits, come back to the planning commission so we could approve everything to make sure it was right. Because we asked you to make sure that you put septic and well on there, which you didn't have at the time. Then, after it's a recommendation is made by the planning commission, then it goes to the board of supervisors. And that is what we told you to do at the last planning commission meeting.
I think they might be just a little kid. Usually.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, what we were
It's
telling
not
you.
your fault.
We can sit here and argue about this all night. The bottom line is we don't have the permits in front of us,
Application.
or the applications, I'm sorry. So therefore, I don't think we can make a motion on this.
What if he fills these out now and comes back to you at the end of the meeting?
Here's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You come in with an application in your drawings and go to the planning commission. They will take a look at it, check all the setbacks, kind of like we're just doing here, and they'll make a recommendation, either say yay or nay.
Okay.
Then you come here, we look at it, hey, setbacks look all good, you're good to go. You set, the plans are already off to inspector, and when they come back, you come in and see Nikki and you get your permit. That's how it's supposed to go.
Okay. So, I wasted a lot of time.
Hey, I didn't even know you were at the planning commission.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I've known Trevor. I didn't even know about yours. Because we don't have any planning commission minutes. So we're blind here.
Yeah, so I need a permit to
Lily's out
do.
here, and I'm also gonna print off the steps too, so just give me like a minute.
Now we got another Trevor. This one's a bigger
No,
problem.
I'm not a Trevor, I'm not.
Has to. I'll tell you why. Yeah, this guy showed up at the planning commission in January.
Yeah,
And it's never come here. His 60-day rule is almost up.
it never came to us.
Gotta make sure that stuff comes here.
But if he never brought it, he's never come by me.
Here's his application. When the 60-day rule expires, he gets it. He doesn't have to come
Yeah,
here.
you're right.
This has to come here. This can't be missed.
What was it ever communicated?
I don't go to planning commission meetings. I don't.
Was it communicated to our clerk that we actually needed to be there? Or did we read it out?
Yeah, I did. But after the, and I don't have the planning commission minute, but I do have the planning commission minutes at home from that meeting. They passed it.
Okay, so.
Now it never came to us, and the 60 days is coming up.
I'll throw out all this stuff.
The only reason I found it, I was reading planning commission minutes last night, and I'm like, who is this guy? Yes. No, he don't even know what we're talking about, and I found him last night. But his 60-day rule's up, so we either gotta pass it, deny it, or extend it.
Have all of your plans.
So if he's not here, we do not pass.
Come back to the planning.
I would say we have to extend it, and I hope he doesn't think he has a permit, because he doesn't. That's another problem.
All right, okay, motion to extend it.
I will make a motion.
Stop talking.
What, really?
I will make a motion to
You did not.
extend Trevor
You just did that.
Scharbach.
That's what you would ask me for the application. So
He has
there
a-
were two Trevors.
It's an application for a new home. I will make a motion to extend his permit for 60 days. Extend his application for 60 days.
Okay,
I'll second that.
so Pete makes a motion to extend Trevor's application for 60 days, and Jordan seconds.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor signify.
Wait, we need to send him some sort of.
I was
After
just
the
going
motion.
there.
After the motion.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get it passed first. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, so that motion passes 5-0. Okay, go ahead, Norm.
I want to make a motion that he is contacted by the town hall, that he still does not have a building permit. He got an extension, he was not here to represent himself. He's got to furnish all the information, or in 60 days, we will reject the building permit.
And start over, basically.
Exactly,
Okay.
And he needs to show up to a meeting to get approval.
exactly.
All right, did you get
That's that motion? That's a
That's a
motion.
motion.
Repeat it to me so I can make sure.
Norm, can you repeat it one more time for Nikki?
You guys are recording it.
Play it for you.
I'll make the motion that this is just an extension. He does not have his permit. He needs to come to our meeting, and he has to furnish all information that we're requiring.
Are you talking about the Trevor Scharbach new construction permit?
The one that's on
Yes,
Campbell
for the
and
new house.
Is that on the agenda somewhere?
No.
No,
I put it on the agenda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yep, it
I
wasn't
thought
on
we were still
there.
talking about the other Trevor.
I know.
Okay. New construction permit to be extended for 60 days. Right?
that's the application,
The application.
Application.
not the permit.
Okay.
He still does not have the right to build at this time.
Okay. Have we got the second Trevor all done now? Everybody's satisfied?
I'll second that motion.
Oh, okay, second motion.
The second motion.
Yep, okay, so Pete seconds that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
So now he's got to be contacted
Yes.
and told that everything what he needs.
He's gotta bring it all.
He's got to bring it. Can I say something? We have two of the planning commission members here. This will help us in the long run. I know we're going through a new clerk and a new treasurer and everything. Everybody's got to have everything in front of them before you move it on. Otherwise, we're in a bad.
We did move this on, plus, you guys don't have our planning commission
I
minutes,
know
so
that.
you don't have a clue what we're doing.
We have
You
not.
should have the planning commission minutes in front of you.
I agree with that, but we don't see site plans. We're not seeing anything here. So I'm thinking you guys didn't see them neither.
No, we didn't.
You know, so.
I don't understand how all this changed. Just 2 years ago,
I know.
I did this
This
process,
has gotta-
and I came down here and they told me exactly what I needed to do, and it went off seamless.
This has got to get fixed, and it needs to get fixed fast.
I agree.
This is total chaos.
Can I just say one thing quick? Real quick. The issue with that gentleman was, he kind of said what he kind of told you. He didn't want to go down the path until he knew he'd get it.
He was there for info.
Yeah, he was just talking to us for information.
Right.
We didn't act on it. We didn't recommend approval. We didn't vote on it. He misunderstood, I think, what happened was.
The minutes recognize that there was no motion made. There was
Yeah,
no
Jim just said, it probably will get approved. I mean, just, if this is all correct, in a hypothetical situation, this should get approved. So you can start going down that path, but you're gonna have to get the building plan, you're gonna have to come in with a real drawing, you're gonna have to do all that stuff, you gotta come back to us, then we will approve it or not, and then we'll send it to you guys, and then you guys do your thing. So he just misunderstood what was happening him. We never acted on his thing. We just told him.
Was he told to come back to the planning commission?
I believe he was told to
Yes,
come to
he
the
was.
planning commission, not to here. I think he just misunderstood
Okay.
what meeting he was supposed to go to.
Okay. But we gotta come up with something so there's better communication. Because this is total chaos here tonight. It really is. And I think everybody will agree with that.
I agree with him. Is there written
I mean,
steps? Norm, is there written steps for the process to get it?
Well, I know for a fact that, in fact, I helped put it together. There is what we call the cheat sheet.
I've got one.
When you come and ask for a permit and stuff and that, the clerk will give you this. It tells you everything you need to know. So when you come in front of the planning commission, you have your site plan, you have your drawings, you have everything. And if they don't have everything in front of them and they're not satisfied, they should say, I'll see you at the next meeting when we have everything. Instead of, saying, well, if you find it, bring it to the board now. No, that's not what I want to see. I want to see that everything is done at the planning commission. It comes to us, we spend 2 minutes and say yes or no.
Exactly. Can you put those?
We need to move on, folks. I mean, this could probably be best said it. I mean,
Those
discussing that
cheat
plan
sheets could be in a container at the window or something.
Are they on the website?
Yeah, they are.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The CD rates, and Jaylene, we have a CD needs to be renewed.
I believe one comes up in April, yeah. Two of them.
Two of them in April. Okay.
You got them right here? What do we need to get?
Okay, we got the rates from the banks,
We have,
and we got an email from Wendy at Castle Rock Bank.
I got a Vermillion one at 12 months at 4%.
Yep.
I got a Castle Rock one at 3.9.
But then they sent the email and they bumped theirs up to 4.1.
Would you, that,
Where's that?
I don't have that.
It's in our packet, the table sitting on it. You should have got one. You sure it wasn't sitting on the table somewhere?
I obsessed over that packet.
So were they notified on this a second time or something?
Why does Castle Rock have two?
Why, exactly?
They sent, Jaylene got one originally, and I was talking to Dave the other day. He asked what was going on at the township, and I said, you guys got beat out on one of your rates? And Dave said, oh. He said, who's that? He knew about it, and he said, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna bump that up. I whatever you wanna do.
So do the other banks have the same opportunity to do that?
Nope,
Shouldn't this be done at the annual meeting? That's when this happens.
because the
Not tonight.
no, the CD comes up for renewal, we have
Should be
to.
done after the vote.
Okay,
After voting, if this should be
but then it'll
done.
automatically renew.
It won't renew until April 17th.
You got a 10-day grace period.
Okay.
Tomorrow, do it tomorrow.
So what's the plan?
I think that the other banks didn't get a second chance, that we go with their original quotes.
Wait, how would we just give them a second chance?
We're beyond that.
We're going to the 17th of April. I thought.
It's highly inappropriate for somebody to mention to Dave Nicolai
Yeah.
what they offered.
I'm not a fan of just offering one bank a second chance.
I see what's going on now.
So, let me
Well,
ask
we
you.
see what's going on too.
Jordan,
If we're all just gonna sit here and gab all night, we're not gonna get anything
Do
done.
you think that's fair, Jordan, what happened? With Castle Rock getting a second chance and the other banks
No.
again?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
think that the other banks should get a second chance.
No.
No, Castle Rock should have never got a second chance.
Wait, why?
That's not the way it works.
Hold on, don't we just want the best rate for our CDs?
No,
He should have gave the best rate the
No.
first time
the
around.
first time, that's the way it
We
works.
don't.
If I lose a bid on a job, I don't get to rebid it because I lost it, my price was too high. It's the same thing with a CD in a bank in a township.
So we
Come on,
all
guys,
want the best
really?
rate.
Right.
Mr. People does
It's
not
not
want
about getting the best rate, Jordan, it's about the inappropriateness of sharing quotes
Yes.
to somebody that has direct access to provide you a higher quote.
He's an ex-member of the board, I mean, that just
Right.
looks corrupt as hell.
He's a traitor to our
So
township.
it's corrupt that he's gonna pay us a higher interest rate.
It's
Oh,
corrupt that he-
Jerry, if you don't understand this, then you shouldn't be on the board.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's-
Flat out.
If you guys wanna go with the lower rate, go with the lower rate.
You went with the lower rate last year. Yeah, you
We
did.
went with the highest number.
Vermillion won last year and you won.
Why don't you go to your neighbor,
I
mister,
don't
and
know.
you'll go to 4.5.
Okay,
I'll bring it tomorrow night.
all right.
Just show up here to whine every week.
I'm gonna show up here every week to keep a tab on you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you need
A
it.
lot worse.
You
So
need
does
it.
it-
You
so it's
indiscriminately fire people, you don't know what's going on.
I agree.
Okay,
Table till April.
all right, so we'll
That's my
table,
motion.
we'll table it till April.
Hold on a second. If we're tabling until April, let's give everybody else a second chance. Let's make it fair. And then we'll give the best rate to the township, because that's what makes sense,
Table till tomorrow.
right?
As long as you tell the other side. what
Yeah,
they want.
let's tell the other side and give them an opportunity to counter.
So then you tell the other side
How
that,
much
yeah, we
dealing
talked
have
to
you done with a
Dave.
bank?
We told them exactly what the.
They don't do that.
Why not?
We'll
Don't
pass it
think we
around.
don't
Okay,
want
all
the
right.
rate.
Folks, we decided to table the motion.
No, that's totally inappropriate. You know, it's probably against the deal, like you're dealing with.
I second BJ's, what was that a
That was a
motion?
motion to table.
I second
Okay.
BJ's motion.
And what was it?
To table it till April.
Table it till April. Okay, all
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Table it to then, but what are you just tabling? The vote, or are you
So
tabling?
it's up in April
That-
17th.
That's a good point, Norm. I know.
Or are you tabling that we have them all do a new bid?
What was your motion?
I was just
Put it this way,
table the
it's been
decision
that
till-
long already. Are their offers still all gonna be, the same? Are they gonna be $100?
Well, in 30 days, they might change. I mean, usually they're good for 6 months, I think, but they could change, they could fluctuate a little bit.
Could go up, could go down.
Reprice for April.
Okay, so get new quotes for April?
That's my motion.
Okay, BJ makes a motion to get new quotes for the April meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Jordan seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
I'd like to make a motion, we get sealed quotes and open them at the meeting.
Yeah.
That's what used to be happen, that used to happen all the time. What
Yep.
happened
I
to
think
that?
that's a great idea.
Yep, nobody can open them till the meeting.
Then there's no favoritism?
I agree.
Is that a motion?
Yep, I'll remake.
So have them just send them to one of the office people?
Yep.
So that
To Jaylene, the treasurer.
I'll make a motion, yep, they send them to Jaylene, you put them in an envelope, seal it, and we'll open them at the April meeting.
Are they all for the all 12-month durations?
I would say yes.
They all are, right?
Let's make them all the same.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes a difference on the.
Yeah, you want to make sure you got.
Exactly.
Just to be clear, we're getting new quotes, are we taking the highest one, or are we going with a lower one?
Highest one wins?
Up to the board. We didn't go with the highest last year.
Why didn't we go with the highest one last year?
I don't know. I voted to go with the highest.
I thought
Well, there has to be a reason though.
I thought we went the highest last year too, but.
They were
If
10
I'm wrong.
Castle Rock? Oh,
Okay.
okay. There's the answer.
All right, so Pete's got a motion for,
Very good.
sealed bids for April.
That's what
Okay. Do you want to second it? I will. Okay, BJ seconds. I mean, they're going there for a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, setting dates for public hearings for the ordinance manual. Did you want to set dates yet?
I got a question on that.
Do you want Jeff there, because I have some dates that he's
Hang on the dates. Looking through our packet, we have a resolution, that you signed a resolution to enact the whole ordinance book. So does that mean it's done, or where are we at?
No, that was, again, I understand you don't like the resolution. This was from Peter, and if there was some confusion there, because the other thing is he doesn't even have the right number in here. I looked at this afterwards, and he's got 2013-01. I don't believe we have an ordinance 2013.
That's our current ordinance book that we're rewording. It's right.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay, because I thought we were just doing the solar, so therefore, you're right. That is a mistake. That's the one I caught.
My question is, why would you sign a resolution before it comes to the board?
Because I thought at the last meeting, we were trying to get this approved and that before anything else happened down at the state.
But you can't sign a resolution until it's approved by the board, and all the board members have to sign it.
But not according to Andrew, we didn't, but that's
He has a line item for each of us to sign.
correct. And I asked him about that. He said, that is just how some townships do it. He said, it's not the law. He said, you do it the way you want.
Okay.
I mean, I looked at our resolutions in the past and all the board members did.
All right, so you're telling me the board members don't have to sign it, you signed it, that means the ordinance that we're working on has been enacted.
The book?
The book. Yep.
Before the
If that's what you're saying is true, Jerry, you just enacted the whole updated ordinance book.
Before the public hearing.
Before everything.
We had part of it, we have to extend it, see, we're still working on it.
Well, I guess we thought we were trying to get the solar section done. And I realize now that, yes, that is the wrong number up on the top. I understand that. I didn't catch it. Sorry, I made a mistake. What do you want to, how do you want to deal with it going forward?
It's already law, if you're telling us that.
Well, no, because we haven't put the whole thing in the paper yet, have we?
But you signed it, now you put it in the paper and it's law.
But we haven't put it in the paper, have we?
I don't know, have you?
That night, you said it was in the paper.
You said it was.
I thought just the solar went in the
I
paper.
thought it was the solar.
You guys gotta watch this tape.
Yep, so what resolution did you and the clerk put in the paper?
And you owe me an apology.
There's two resolutions in our packet, for which one went in the paper. One's for the whole ordinance book that you
I'm a
signed,
concerned citizen, you call me whiny.
and then there's a separate one we just got.
Anything about that?
We'll have to get a hold of the attorney and find out, and that there was a mistake made, obviously. You know, we were dealing with Peter instead of Andrew, and therefore there must have been some confusion. That happened. Okay, I'm asking, what do you want?
Here's a resolution for all of us to sign, and you're telling me we don't have to sign, just you.
What I'm telling you is I called and asked Andrew about this, okay?
Yep.
Andrew said that does not have to happen.
Okay.
And in other resolutions, if that's the case, if you're stating that, well, all the board members have to sign them, right? Can we go back and look at all the other resolutions and we find out that the board members didn't sign all the past resolutions?
You just made my point. You enacted the ordinance book.
Okay, and I didn't argue that with you, point. I'm asking you.
So we're done with the ordinance book.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do. You signed it into law.
And we can change it again tomorrow, can't we?
We gotta start over and change it now. New public hearing, everything.
Okay, should we get Andrew's input on this or not? I'll make a motion that we contact Andrew to figure out what we should do moving forward for the resolution that was signed in there.
And tell them we didn't vote on it.
Can it technically be signed into law if we didn't vote on it as a board? That's the question we probably need to be answered.
That's why I think we need to find out from Andrew.
And which resolution was printed in the paper?
What I've seen in the paper now, I haven't seen anything in the paper. I did.
So if it's not been in the paper, then it's not officially approved.
If you're gonna go with that theory, we can't approve the solar one tonight either because it hasn't been in the paper.
No, once you approve it, then it goes in the paper.
Correct. You just said if it hasn't been in the paper, it's not approved. It's signed, now you put it in the paper, it's done.
Okay, well, but you disagreed that this is the solar one. I agree.
The one you signed is not the solar.
Correct. I did not realize that the number was wrong at the top. So the question is, what do we want to do going forward?
The one you signed, read the summary.
Pete, I'm not arguing the point. I'm asking what do you want to do.
Do you see the summary of it?
Yes.
It summarizes the whole ordinance book.
Correct. What do you want to do?
I don't know what our options are.
Well, I just gave you an option.
You're telling me we don't have to sign it, so we have no options.
I don't remember, I said, should we contact the attorney and get this addressed?
I will make the motion that we contact the attorney and figure out if Jerry's mistake is binding or if we can still make changes to the ordinance.
We can always change it. But no, let's finish with your motion. Do I have a second on that motion?
Does that sound okay?
I don't know where else you go with it at this point.
I don't either.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded, made by Jordan, seconded by BJ. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried.
Can you just repeat the motion so I have it typed
Oh.
it properly, please? Motion to contact lawyer to see
if Jerry's mistake signing the wrong resolution is binding and we're done with the ordinance manual, or if, since it hasn't been posted in the paper yet, you said, Pete, right?
I don't get the paper. I don't.
Kurt says he has not seen it.
I have not seen it.
Okay, since it hasn't been posted in the paper yet, if it is done, or if we can still make changes to it.
But now the paper may come out in 2 days and it's in there.
Yep, I think,
No, because if I feel like when I sent something over, it was weeks and weeks ago. You would have seen it already. I haven't sent anything recently. So maybe just other stuff that I've sent with between elections and publishing other things, there have been lots of publishings. So maybe I just misunderstood which publishing I was being asked about in that meeting. Make sense?
No, you lost it. I'm gonna be honest, you
There's
lost
been
it.
lots of publishings in the last 2 months. So I've sent a lot of things to Legals, which is the newspaper, their email, that's how I remember who they are. And maybe I just mistook that I sent a
Because when
resolution.
you do something like this, it's gotta be in a certain font as far as how big it is. and-
Right, and I contacted the lawyer about that, which is why I felt like I had published it. But maybe I just reached out and asked him about how to publish it. I'm searching my emails right now as we're speaking about that. So,
and the other thing, I think we should ask him on that resolution, he wrote a summary for the whole ordinance book, which we haven't finished, so I feel we shouldn't be paying him for that because we didn't ask for it.
I think there was some misunderstanding there. I would agree with that because, again, we weren't dealing with Andrew. Unfortunately, we were dealing with Peter. He was stepping in for Andrew in Andrew's absence. And I remember the conversation, and I remember explaining to him, we've just done the solar section. When he sent that back, I thought, well, that's kind of a generic way that he wrote that resolution. I assumed that he understood what we were talking about. Apparently, he did not. So the bottom line is, I think the only thing we can do is have Andrew look into this and see what we need to do to get it resolved. Because, I mean, the other thing, like you said, if you stated that, well, everybody has to sign it,
Okay, well then everybody didn't sign it, so then it shouldn't matter, right?
That was my understanding.
Well, then it wouldn't matter.
Okay. You're saying Andrew said you don't have to.
I asked Andrew about that, I said, because I looked at other resolutions in the past and there were not all the signatures on them.
Right.
I think we're missing it.
Well, if we didn't vote on it, well then it wouldn't be approved. I mean, I think we need to get Andrew involved in this and find out. And we've got the motion, it's passed, so why don't we move on?
So then in terms of future dates, do you just want to noodle on that? I don't, obviously I won't be here, so it's
Sure.
like Russ isn't here and then, you know,
Yep.
it's a little bit of a,
Yep, we can table that. Okay. All right. So we want to move down to review the solar resolution, or we just want to wait on that until Andrew gets it all sorted out?
birds of the same feather, I think, at this point.
Okay, let's put them all together. Okay, the credit card update, moving on. So Bank of America never really got back to us, kind of gave up. I reached out to Chase Bank and found out that they have a person there who just deals with government agencies. So Jaylene has been working on getting a credit card through them, so it would be through Chase Bank. They will not require any deposit money up front. It'll be just like any other credit card. So therefore, that should be a better deal for us. Right now, Jaylene's waiting for what, one document from the state?
I sent him all the information, Nikki and I signed it, she signed it today. As soon as I get the letter from the state, then we'll be good to go.
So say if that falls through, I say just give up on it.
Right.
It's been a tougher.
Yeah, it has. It's been a ton of work in that. So, all right. So therefore, Jaylene is continuing to work on the credit card. Hopefully, he'll have an answer for us next month. The fire department update. I went down and met with the. I'm helping Jordan out here. I have been in communication with Jordan. So I went down. We met with Chris. This would be Mark Semensky from Township, and myself went down and met with Chris in the Randolph-Hampton Fire Department. Got a couple different irons in the fire to either do something with them, to do something with Friendly Fire. I mean, there's a couple different options that we can go. I know that Eureka is hot to do something, and when I say that, I mean they'd like to start working on some type of a process to move forward on this. I think we gotta let Eureka know, are we interested in doing something with fire protection, or do we just wanna stay where we're at?
I'd like to look at options.
Okay. It's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, but it's
Where
not
we
gonna
are.
be as expensive as what Farmington is going to be charging us.
Keep asking
with their
questions.
increases.
Okay? All right. Well, then we should probably, I'll let Mark know then that we're still interested in working with them on it. Apparently they got Greenvale is also interested in working on the project. So there might be 3 townships. It sounds like Empire is out. So I don't see them participating in this. So I'll let Mark know that we're gonna move forward, and then we'll just decide at the reorg meeting who's gonna tackle this project.
For fire?
For fire?
I suppose.
Okay.
The sooner the better.
Yeah. We've just, talked about some simple things, the cost of fire trucks, buying land, building a fire station. All this is gonna be some big money, and again, we would have to figure out how we're gonna deal with that.
I would say if anything comes up, Jordan's on the fire, you keep working on it until April reorg, or if it changes, or whatever we gotta do.
Yeah, I just wanted to let Mark know, make sure that we're on board with trying to work with them.
Yeah.
So, okay. The solar project update, I attended the PUC meeting. It was, I think, a week ago? Last Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, last Thursday. I was wrong on that. I thought they had already gotten their final approval. That was the meeting where they got the final approval from the PUC. They did get their final approval. To me, it seemed like Drea spoke, and I thought did a great job. Unfortunately, nothing against you, Drea. I think it was falling on deaf ears. They'd already made their decision before they walked in the room.
Oh, well, that's
So,
typical.
yeah, so anyways, they were most concerned about the deer getting caught on the fence, so they argued for more time about the height of the fence than they did any other subject matter on that, but they did approve it. So there's where we're at on that. I did reach out to Patrick and that from
Atlantica, and I did talk to him about the battery permit. They will not be coming to us for that permit. He said they will be taking that straight to the PUC and bypassing us. So, now whether the PUC will let them do that, I don't know. I do believe that the battery, from what I've been doing some research about fire and what can happen out there, could be catastrophic. I don't even think any of us, have I mean, you have to get 5, 6 communities if there was a fire out there to bring enough water, because they want that whole thing. All the batteries have to be hosed down that are not on fire to keep them cool so they don't catch on fire, and then the batteries that are on fire are just allowed to burn for days until they burn out. People in the local area will be getting, there's a guy out of Las Vegas. He's a retired fire captain, and he does solar farm battery training. And it was pretty good. You can watch it on YouTube. If you look up solar farm battery on YouTube, you'll find his video. It's not a good thing, and I think that maybe the township, we do need to get better organized in that, because while I'm not excited about the solar, I don't think the solar is going to kill anybody, but these batteries that they're going to put out there, that makes me a little more nervous. So, whatever the township, if we want to, get people together to work on this project and whatever, work with the residents, that's where I think we need to go, but does anybody want to add any comment on that? Any questions?
We should have the landowners that are leasing their land to the solar companies attend these meetings, so they can hear from the residents how upset we are about having what was agriculture turned into industrial. And what the risks are for them. Maybe they haven't heard it.
Yeah.
You want us to send a letter and invite them?
That'd be great. Have them at one of the meetings so we can at least make sure they have all the information that they need. And it's their right to do what they want with their land, but they should know what they're doing to the surrounding residents. And it's a lot of them. It's not just a couple. It's a lot of residents that are being affected by this. And I'm not whining.
Unfortunately, I don't know, and the way I read this is my personal read on this, I think they came in and they got the solar farm approval, and then once they got that approved, because that doesn't sound so bad, and then once they got that approved, then they try and get the batteries in there, because now they're going to argue that, well, we already built the solar farm, and that's where the batteries belong, is in the solar farm. So I know that, again, we're going to have to get with, I think we should be getting with the Farmington Fire Department to find out what their plans are to deal with this. I know that, they said that there'll be money available for training and stuff like that, but I think this goes beyond training. I mean, I think that, like I said, what is...
This could have been shut down at the very beginning.
By who?
By the township saying no, but it got too far, and now we can't turn it off.
They never came to us and asked for any permitting. They never did. So how would we...
Because they were invited in.
Well,
They were.
so I don't know how you think the board's gonna shut it down.
No, they were invited in. There was a conflict of interest.
I like this idea of inviting the landowners, like April meetings. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll make a motion that we send letters to the landowners who are leasing.
This is gonna be a long meeting.
Reorgs before the meeting, that don't take long.
Right, I'm making a motion that we send a letter to the landowners who are leasing their land out to solar and invite them to the April meeting.
I mean, do they realize how many of these solar companies go out of business? And if they get started and they remove all their irrigation and they get going on this project and the solar company goes belly up, now these landowners are gonna have unfarmable, no-income land that's worthless.
It might be a question tomorrow night, maybe. I don't know. Maybe some of the landowners might be here tomorrow night. I have no idea. There could be a topic tomorrow night at the annual meeting, it could.
Well, that's when I like the letter because.
I like the letter too.
The township used to do stuff like this. We were informed a lot better.
Yes.
But that's gone down the hole.
Yep.
Well, we'll get it back.
Did you get my
We'll get it back.
Pray.
Oh, we'll get it back. This is our township, not...
Do I have a second to Jordan's motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, Pete seconds motion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Can I say something really quick? I don't know if it's even important anymore, but as far as that solar panel and that resolution goes, I found the email chain between us and the lawyer.
Yep.
And based on the lawyer's email, that was for the solar. So just by reading and trusting in what the lawyer had sent us, I can see where that had gotten signed as a solar. Just throwing it out there, based on this email.
It was a mistake, and we have to figure out how to rectify it. Okay, biosolids update.
Jerry, I wanted to say something about the
Okay.
batteries and that solar thing. I think we could probably see if we can get Atlantica, the solar company, to pay for the fire insurance or the, whatever it's gonna take, like, I shouldn't have to pay more taxes for people to make money on their land because of this fire thing. And then also on that plan last Thursday, they still had the substation right next to like Jeannie's house and across the street from Taylor and Tyler. That substation with all those batteries cannot be by those houses. I'm just telling you, you'll have lawyers. I mean, our township will have to get lawyers. You can't do that.
Right, I'm hoping this year, I mean, and when I say this year, not this fall, like in the spring, that, right, we start working with Atlantica to modify this.
They have to pay for this
Yeah.
battery fire thing.
And they say that they will compensate us for the fire side of it,
They have to, and they have to move the substation.
but how do we know what that cost? In other words, our fire cost, what, let's say next year another $50,000. How do we prove to them that, well, 40 of it was for the solar? That's what's gonna be hard to prove.
And what about the roads too? They're gonna pay for what they do to the roads.
Yeah,
They'll restore the roads to the same condition when they start their project, and then once they're done, there will not be that much traffic that goes in and out of there, so that, in theory, they shouldn't be any worse than anybody else necessarily driving down the road. I mean, it's not like there'll be people there working full-time. There'll just be maintenance people that show up every now and then.
They should pay somebody from the township should make sure that they
Well, and
damage the
again,
road.
I argued this to the PUC, they're gonna pay us about $75,000 a year in taxes in that, because they have to pay a generation tax based on how much electricity they generate. So we're gonna get that, but I argued to the PUC and I said that $75,000 will probably get squandered away within the first year or two. It won't cover probably our additional cost of fire, but they don't, it fell on deaf ears.
But can you talk about the substation? I mean, can it be
Yes.
moved down?
I think it should be down at the corner of 230th and Biscayne.
Yeah,
Because
right.
on both sides you have wetlands there, so nothing will ever be built there, so why wouldn't you put it there?
Probably
So
because it might
that's-
cost them more, because it's at the tail end of, instead of in the middle of their field.
But I can't live next to a substation that could possibly house batteries that could start
No,
the place on fire, so how do we get?
And we don't know where the batteries will even be on the facility. We need to find out more information, and that's what I'm saying, is I think going forward, instead of being on the backside of it, I think we need, and you guys have done an excellent job on the data center, and I think we need to do that with this battery storage, and that's what I'm saying. And I think the board should get some people involved in this. I don't know if it's worth asking the attorney about his advice on, what we can do about this whole thing, but I think we need to ask beforehand versus after the fact. I'm just throwing my 2 cents out there. So
But it
that's all.
has to be like, I don't know, how are we gonna do this? Because it can't just happen like, oh, now they start coming in and we never figured out the
Right.
substation.
Well, bring that up tomorrow night at the annual meeting, and then request that the board put together a committee to assign people to work on this project.
Okay,
Yeah, tomorrow night would be the place where you can voice your concerns.
okay. Thank you.
All right, biosolids update. Anybody got any updates on that? Pete, you were looking into that?
I have none.
None? Okay. I did reach out to Drew Roach from the our state representative, and he is going to look into that, and he's supposed to be getting somebody from the Metro Waste or whatever they are to get in touch with the township, so.
Back to that biosolids, I was saying, I called Slavik, he couldn't make it. I'm trying to think, would it be worth having, see if he could come to the next meeting's getting big, for the bridge and biosolids?
Well, the biosolids thing doesn't have anything to do with the county, right? That's not a county thing, that's a state thing. I thought about that.
Council runs the program.
Yeah, it is a mid-council thing.
Says I mean, it doesn't fall under the state.
Is that on you both question?
Yeah.
I know, I
That's
just
the way-
put it out there.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I know.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, so anyway, so that's all I got to throw out there by myself, I'm trying to work on that a little bit.
Yep.
Fee schedule and resolution, that one I thought we were done with. I thought that all got voted and approved and.
Do you have a signed resolution?
That I don't know, I thought that we did that months ago.
We're back to that.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
We sent it to them, that's when we went through the change, and nothing's happened since. That's what I found.
These resolutions.
Well, the problem is the resolution doesn't always tell us. Okay, so here's the fee schedule resolution, okay? Everybody's got the fee schedule resolution, right?
I had it. You got one, that's fine. I can, oh, you don't have one here? I had one somewhere tonight. Go ahead and read it, that's fine.
Well, basically, it's the findings. Do you want me to read the whole thing, or?
No.
Okay, so we have the findings, we have the resolution, the formalities, you know, how it has to be presented, has to be recorded in the ordinance book, has to be filed with the county, and recorded with the county recorder.
Yep. So, if we pass this resolution, does that have to go in the paper? Am I right?
You have to put a summary, you have to put a, from what the attorney told me is you have to put a summary in the paper,
Okay.
and then we have to get, once it goes in the paper, we have to get notarization from the paper that they published it.
Yep.
We get a notarized form, and then Nikki has to take it to the Dakota County Library. And I did read up on that a little bit, it says it must be posted and recorded at the library.
And a copy available at the town hall.
And a copy available at the town hall, obviously. But I mean, when it said posted and recorded at the library, do they have to put it on like a bulletin board for so many days?
Yep.
Okay. So that would be one more thing when you go to the Dakota County Library, you have to ask. I'm assuming they would know the procedure.
Right.
If they don't know it, don't just leave it there and say, we'll figure it out. I guess you probably better get a hold of the, send Andrew an email and say I went to the library and they don't know what it means to post it at the library. I know what they're supposed to be doing.
And I would assume we have not done that for the fee schedule.
We haven't, because
Yeah.
that's what brought this to my attention was, the law firm's bill for January, January 22nd, begin preparing resolution, adopting ordinance, and then it says for the fee schedule too also.
Yeah. Yep.
I believe that's where I see it.
So we need to approve the resolution for the fee schedule.
That would
Bottom line.
That would be my understanding.
I had it too. I'm with you. I had it in my hand today. I know I did. It was in my packet at one time today. 'Cause I read
So we're holding in our hands here the fee schedule ordinance, and we're also holding the resolution to pass the ordinance.
That's a good, that's the fee schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does the fee schedule have the increases of the
Yeah,
inspector?
it does.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it does.
They just asked me that.
But
yeah.
there's one conflict that I seen in it.
Okay.
For driveway permit, it's asking for $75. I know when we did things, we said that Bryce was gonna get $150. So can we make $75 as the permit, and then the other 75 is gonna be for him inspecting it?
Like payable directly to him?
Yeah.
Actually, I was part of that conversation. Bryce is gonna get 50, and we're gonna keep 25 for ourselves on the driveway permits. And I asked Bryce, he was fine with $50.
Okay, so it is 75.
Yes, 75 would be correct.
Okay.
So,
If that's good, that's fine, that works.
okay, yeah, I do remember that conversation, because originally it was 50, and then we said, well, we're gonna give Bryce the whole 50, and then we talked about, well, we still have to do some paperwork. So then we said, well, let's bump it up to the 75, and we'll keep 25 of it. But I did run that by Bryce, and he was okay with the $50.
Works for him, works for us.
Okay. All right. So now on these, now we're back to square one again. How do you want to deal with the signing of these? Because there's only one place to sign. Do you want me to have them redraft them with places for everybody to sign?
As long as
Where
we
I was
have
going
board
to go
action
with-
on it.
I think if we have, it always was, if we have a board action, the chairman signs it, we're done.
I was gonna say, everybody was arguing about the signing before, and that's what I was gonna say. It's not so much about the signing, we need a motion.
Correct.
The board action authorizes the signature.
Exactly, we need a motion, we need a first, we need a second, and we get here, you know, I mean,
Nope, and I'm not arguing. Okay, so do we want to sign these tonight then? I'll sign them right here at the meeting, if the board is all gonna vote on this.
the fee schedule, let's get it done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion, we accept the fee schedule and the resolution to go with it.
I'll second that, Jordan seconds.
Okay? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I was an aye too, I'm sorry. Looking at this stuff. I'll sign these afterwards, make sure we got the dates right, make sure we got the numbers and everything in there.
Now,
correct, so.
make sure the right font, the right everything, when it gets
Yep.
posted.
Yeah, he put the instructions in here
Yeah.
for it. And add the
You
formalities.
had it, huh? Yeah, right. Yeah, there's some guidelines there.
Yep, it's gotta be 8-point type.
Yep.
And then we asked him to write up the summary because, again, I remember that conversation. I said, well, who writes the summary? He said, you can write it or I can write it. It doesn't matter. And I said, okay. How critical is it that he says, it's gotta be the correct wording. I said, then you guys write it. That, I'm not gonna go on that road, so.
No.
Okay, all right, so the fee schedule resolution, I'll sign those tomorrow. Are we doing checks tomorrow? Who has checks to sign? Okay, I'll sign that tomorrow when I come down and sign the checks. Okay, fee schedule resolution done. Okay, tree adopting removal, is that back on the agenda? Okay, Dree, do you have something on that?
What do you mean it's back on the agenda?
Well, it's back on the agenda. I mean, if the policy, the attorney sent us a policy.
I'm
But we
here
just have to adapt it
I'm here
moving forward.
to speak on behalf of no policy removal, because I need to talk, because I've been shut down to talk, and you need to let me talk. You know, just like Jim Hyman said, you know, you guys didn't give me due process, and I didn't get to speak. Well, guess what, I'm gonna speak, I put myself on the agenda. We're gonna talk about why we don't have a removal policy, and why what happened to me is why what happened. Because there was no removal policy, and so you could just do what you wanted. 16 years ago when it happened, that's old business. Okay, well these are the events that lead up to it. I'm sorry for you new ladies, just plug your ears. Friday, November 28th, Norb called me to ask if I'd help assist with basic training for the new clerk and the new treasurer on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Sandy was authorized for Monday, December 1st, 2025. Norb said that Pete, Jerry, and himself had a meeting to authorize Sandy and I to help with some training with the new clerk, Nikki, and the new treasurer, Jay Lane, until they could get proper training. I'd like to clarify that with the board tonight. Is that how that came down? What happened?
That's exactly what I remember. Me, Norman, and Jerry were at a meeting, and we approved Sandy and yourself.
Yeah.
And Jordan.
And Jordan. I know you weren't there.
We approved you.
We approved you in case they had a computer question.
You know.
And Sandy for a day, you for a day,
Okay.
to,
And was this a?
And I don't remember that. I remember the conversation and I did not agree with that. But we were going to meet again with the clerk and the treasurer on Wednesday. So they started on Monday and we were gonna meet with them on Wednesday. The conversation I remember us having is, let's just let the clerk and the treasurer go in there on Monday and Tuesday, figure out where things are, get comfortable in the office, and then on Wednesday, we'll discuss how we're gonna move forward. That was the conversation I remember.
Okay, so
having.
when you three, Jordan, were you at the meeting?
What?
No.
No, I had a comment.
Oh.
That was the same meeting that you two voted not to have Molly, our previous clerk, train our new clerk and treasurer, right?
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I believe that's the same meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Is it?
Yep.
No, it is? Okay.
Yep, same meeting.
I remember taking that vote, but I'm
That's
pretty
the
sure it
only
was the
one
same
that
meeting.
missed.
Yep, right, yep.
Yep, no, that was the same meeting. Yep.
Okay.
So there should be minutes to that meeting somewhere.
So you three were in a meeting, but this wasn't a board meeting?
It was a board meeting, the other two couldn't make it for some reason or another.
Okay,
The other two were absent.
okay.
It was a regular meeting.
So what was a quorum?
It was a special meeting.
Yeah, it was a special.
And it was a quorum?
Yes.
Correct.
So were you in agreement? Why was it my fault with what happened? Why, Jerry, did you come in the office blaming me for whatever lack of communication, miscommunication, you didn't agree, was that my fault?
The only thing, it's not your fault. How it ended up being, I think that you got caught up in the middle of the whole thing, is that on Monday, and that Tuesday, whatever,
Right.
and Nikki's the only one that can answer this. Were you ever contacted by Nord that week that anybody would be coming down to train you?
What would that have to do with anything?
Can I finish?
Well, I'm speaking.
Okay, then go ahead and speak.
Well, go ahead, get the answer, but don't talk to me
Okay.
like that.
That's my recollection. I
Right,
don't remember.
You don't remember anybody calling you?
I don't remember.
Right, and so what happened is that we, the board, decided that we were gonna try and keep the back room off limits to anybody other than board members and the employees.
Okay.
Jaylene and Nikki,
Okay, so how was I to know that? When Nord called me and said, you guys had this discussion, how was I supposed to know that?
You did.
Why couldn't you have called me and said, Drea, we had this meeting, you have my phone number?
Because I didn't think we'd agreed to it.
Well, then why didn't you call me and say, Drea, you shouldn't come down to the township?
So I have to call everybody and tell them not to come to the township.
I think the better way is, we had a quorum, 2 out of 3 agreed.
Right.
We don't have to have the clerk's approval for this. The board can make this decision, which we did.
That was 2 approved it.
Yes,
One didn't.
we approved you and Sandy.
So then we were approved.
Yes,
Hold
absolutely.
on. And I can bring up this email, and that, just in case you guys all want to make sure we're aware of this. If we have a meeting, okay, 2 people, 3 of us are here, 2 vote to approve something, 1 votes not to approve it. Does that pass or not?
It's a quorum, yes.
I would say yes. I always thought it did.
Yes, it does.
You were wrong. I've got the email from the attorney and that I can print off. Basically, if you have
Oh, my
a
God.
board member.
Did you send that to the board? Did you show that?
Yeah, have we ever seen that?
I think you should have another vote and
and
restore the planning commission before all this crap happened.
Okay, can I
Bring it
finish?
back, bring the 2 people back on the board, on the planning commission, and let's get on with business.
You're cutting into Drea's time. You didn't have the floor there. All right,
Sorry.
so the bottom line is, in that, if we have a quorum of 5, all right?
So the planning commission can't approve anything unless it's 3-0.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. And that the attorney was very
So
clear
that
on
night
that.
you canceled the planning commission meeting, why'd you only call 3 back?
All right, we are digressing a lot. Hold on, just a second.
Hold on.
All I want to say is that we made a motion the meeting before these 3 decided to have you, and I don't mean to.
And Sandy.
And Sandy. We made a motion
There
the
was
meeting
2 of us.
before that only board members and the treasurer were allowed in the back office.
Okay, well then if that was the case,
That was a
could
motion that
have
we made,
been
5-0
a
vote.
courtesy to Sandy and I to let us know not to come in, not to be set up like I was on Tuesday, because I'll get into that. And we wouldn't have had these problems.
When you set up.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
Well, and the other thing, there was no problem with Sandy there the day before.
No, exactly. So why, Jerry, was it a problem for me to be in the office?
It wasn't. Okay. When I came down on Monday morning, as requested by Norb and Pete, asked me to come down and let the clerk and the treasurer in and get them into the office, okay, which I did. At that time, that's when Sandy showed up, and I was just like, okay, and Sandy only stuck around for about 5-10 minutes, and she just said, okay, and stuff like that. We talked for a few minutes, and then she left, and that. I don't know, how long were you there, Sandy?
We were there at least 2 hours. I was asked by Norb. Norb called me and said, you had all agreed, and that you 2 had agreed, Jerry.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying
All right.
first, please. That I would go in on Monday. He asked me if I wanted Monday or Tuesday. I had a conflict with Tuesday. I said, I will go in. I said, I don't know much. I can just tell him where the files and stuff are, because according to the Minnesota Association of Township, the clerk has her job, the treasurer has her job, the planning commission has their job, and the board of supervisors has their job. That's why we don't know what the clerk and the treasurer do. Those jobs are separate. But I came in and talked to him, and you were also there, and I told them they could also call other township clerks, because all the township clerks work together. I said I used as an example, especially an issue. If we have not had an issue in our township with something, we may call Eureka and ask their clerk, has this happened to you? What did you do? Or we call Waterford. So I tried to give them as much information as I could, but it wasn't a lot.
Okay.
But I was there for 2 to 3 hours, not 5 to 10 minutes.
I don't remember you being there that long, but if you say you were, I'm not gonna tell you how long you were there. I mean, I do find it interesting though that you are able to tell that Norb told you what my thoughts were. How did Norb know that?
Because he talked to you at the meeting the night before, or whenever you had your board meeting. He said, Jerry said to call you guys.
Well, that is very far from the truth, because I never said that. Never said that.
So Norb, did you say that to me?
This is what it was. Jerry said, I can't call Drea because she won't talk to me. And I said, I will. And I did. And I said, and I'll also talk to Sandy. That's what was said.
Wait, let me ask you a question though. Did you then, on Monday morning, did you call Nikki and Jaylene and let them know that
Not
they
that
were
I
coming?
know right offhand. I'm thinking that, I'm trying to think of that. I'm not sure.
You don't think that would have been a good thing to do, to call them and let them know that somebody's, because I mean, think about it, Mark. So anybody that walks in here and just says, I'm allowed to be in the back office, they were supposed to just open the door to them.
It was explained both to Drea and Sandy that if you can go in there and help the clerk and the treasurer find things, fine and great. If you can't, get the hell off.
But don't you think you should have let Jaylene and Nikki know that you were sending somebody down? When, again, Jordan, what did we give their instructions to be? What were they supposed to do?
Nobody comes in to the back office except for board members and them.
So their very first day of work now, somebody shows up and says, I'm supposed to be able to come in the office. Doesn't that throw a mixed signal to them that we hire them under this pretension, but then on their very first day of work?
Well, you guys haven't proven that you can really get the job done, and we're supposed to take your word for it. that
Actually,
she should
that's
be
because we
fired.
have a new clerk and treasurer
So-
who didn't get any training, because these two voted not to have Molly train them.
Well, so when I
So I wouldn't want Mama training them either.
So I think we should let Drea keep going, but I'm understanding your problem is not Drea, it's Norb didn't contact Nikki.
Right, because we had agreed that
Okay, so
nobody
you don't
was
have a problem with Drea?
No.
Okay, let's let Drea continue.
Okay, well, so my next point was, and yet the decision resulted in a planning commissioner removal because she showed up on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, at the town hall to help the new clerk, Nikki, and the new treasurer, Jaylene. And I was helping them. And I was helping them. They didn't say I had to go home because I was not allowed in here. They didn't say anything to me about, they were glad because they needed help. I would do what I could try and help them with. Isn't that the point of what I was supposed to do and what Sandy could have done? Did you have any faith or confidence in your people that are here at the township that help? We all help. We all volunteer our time. Do you think I wanted to come in and just hang around?
What's so secretive about the office?
Yeah, and so, okay, so Jerry, December 9th, unfinished business. I watched the tapes that Nancy has been providing, which has been very helpful, and I sure got bashed. So I'm gonna back on you guys now. This is my story. So there are 2 items on the agenda for the December 9th meeting. Planning Commissioner concerns with the board, and number 2, Planning Commissioner concerns with the ordinance manual. Do you remember putting those on the agenda? They were on the agenda. I sat with you, and they were already on the agenda. I added my name, because this is the truth. This is not a lie. I added my name so I could speak as part of the conversation, if needed, at the next meeting. There's nothing wrong with that. I was a planning commissioner. And so I added my name because I wasn't being allowed to talk at the BOS meetings about the ordinance book updates. That was a great importance. That's all I wanted to do. What did you guys have a fear about? I talk about something other than that? So I added my name to the 2 agenda items. That's why my name was on there. You gave another story. I wanted to run it or something like that. Jerry commented, for the most part, you said this before the DREA concern came up, under these items. For the most part, the planning commission is doing their job and that he wasn't picking on anyone. But then it turned into a DREA concern, and we never got to item 2. So, item 2, planning commissioner concerns with the ordinance manual. Never got addressed. So that is called, us wanting to address it with you guys, whether it was 2 people sitting here just talking to you like I am right now about the ordinance manual. That's all we were asking for, something. And you can sit there with your arms crossed. I'm not afraid.
I'm sorry that offended you.
That is called, it's called parliamentary procedure, not DREA, demanding, that's what you stated, as stated by Chairman Jerry, December 9th, BOSV. Both minutes by either Jim Hyman, 8/25/25, and again on the Planning Commission, 10/27/25. We were asking to meet with you guys, whether it was a meeting, you guys had many meetings besides the meetings, the BOS meetings. Why couldn't we have been included in one of those? Why couldn't we have been included in something here like this? It was, and you said I was demanding. That was not what I did.
Can I ask, you're talking about the meetings where we review the ordinance manual, right?
Where we were reviewing it first, and then we handed it off to you,
Right.
and you guys didn't let us talk. So it doesn't have to be the whole planning commission. It doesn't have to, and why does it have to be just the chair? The chair can't, we all can speak. The chairmans are people that just run a group. They're not in charge. You guys each have a just as much as an equal, whatever.
I thought
Jerry
that-
just runs, Jim just runs the meeting. We all have an equal say. You all have an equal say. All the planning commissioners have an equal say. But Jerry just allows a chairman to speak maybe, and we're shut out. That's how this has been going.
I thought that we had the meeting with everybody when we were reviewing the ordinance manual. I thought that Sandy was there, everybody was
Are you talking
participating.
about public hearing?
Yeah, but when we were
Well,
actually going through the ordinance.
Jim was sitting right there, and Sandy was, I think, sitting over here.
I'm pretty sure everybody
Well, I'm
was
not
there.
talking a public hearing. I'm talking about, if you go to Jim Hyman's note, 8/25/25, write it down, look it up. And the other one is 10/27/25. You're gonna see that there were 2 requests made by the planning commission to talk to you when we handed off the book to you guys. We wanted to say, hey, we handed the book off to you guys. We were having mistakes come back all the time from Bolton and me. And you guys wouldn't hear it. I would hear comments from you, and you mostly saying, it's our fault, we did something wrong, you didn't like something, it was our fault. I'm sick of this. And then when we handed the book off to you guys, and it got sent to Bolton and me, guess what? It came back, and how many mistakes did you see? That was constant. That was not us. That was not us. That was not us, BJ and Jerry.
I've never blamed you for anything with the
Oh, I
planning
heard
commission.
you guys mumble. No, just let me talk. It's my time. And we talked about this at the planning commission meeting, and you didn't like it, and you're just like, I'm just ousting her. The rest of them said stuff, but you had to take it personal, and that's exactly what you did. Because I live the closest to you, and you needed to do that for me. And don't you ever come to my house with your dog again on my property, like you did over the weekend, and keep that dog home. Your other dogs tried to kill my corgis in the past.
Do you want to tell them I was at your house this weekend?
Your dog was at it. You know what, you don't.
No, we don't want to discuss it. They called me to come down there and fix
I
their
didn't
lift.
call you.
So I had to go down there and pick their lift up because they had no way of getting into my house. So now I'm at fault for going there, picking up your lift.
It's my time to talk.
Why'd you call the sheriff? This is what you get for unjustly firing people.
Yes.
I get called to come and fix their lift for free. Yep, that's what I got.
She doesn't take calls from the chairman of the board of supervisors.
Does it not tell you there's a problem between these two?
Yeah, we need to-
Right.
at least-
Why is it her fault?
Let him fire her. Why did you let him fire her and not ask him?
remove him.
Yeah. He shouldn't have agreed to vote. He shouldn't have been able to vote.
You can't remove him, you would if you could?
We should step
Yeah,
down
we
when
should.
we ask.
It
Yeah,
was stated by
Sure.
Chairman Jerry,
Step down.
December 9th meeting, that I was demanding, and then I was egregious. That was egregious. The planning commission had asked twice to be heard by the board of the ordinance manual review by the PC. I asked Jerry November 24th, 2025, if we could put on the agenda for the BOS meeting, and Jerry said he wasn't the board. I asked Molly if she could put us on the agenda, and she said no, that the board will see the minutes and they can decide to put us on the agenda. So either way, I mean, it's like,
that's not how it
damn if you
works.
do, and damn if you don't. This is the way, no. So either way, the planning commission was being shut out from explaining some of the problems we had with the ordinance book. That's all we were asking. Whether it was mistakes coming back from Bolton and me, or just to communicate to to you guys about our planning. The mistakes were being blamed on the planning commission at first, until the board was given the ordinance book, and then when they made changes and it came back from Bolton and Mink, they encountered mistakes like the planning commission, like we talked about. So this was our grievance with the board, which is obviously just Jerry not willing to listen to a word we had to say. December 9th, 2025, BOS meeting, you stated, Jerry, the PC, the planning commission is subservient according to Matt, attorney, correct? Okay. Do you know, in the thesaurus, do you know what that?
I'm just quoting.
I know, but have you ever looked up that word?
No, I haven't, I guess.
Okay, well, you know what it means? It means at one's beck and call, at one's mercy, bootlicking, in one's power, and the worst one of them all, there's others, a slave to. We are not a slave to this board. We are a planning commission. We were a planning commission, and we were solid.
I didn't come up with that word, sorry.
No, but you stated it. And you could have looked it up before you said it.
Right.
I didn't state it. I
Yes,
just
you did. It was in the December 9th video.
Okay,
Watch
it's
it
what
again.
the attorney sent us, so,
I know, but
So-
you don't have to use every word that the attorney sends you.
okay?
It
So,
makes sense to use the legal term.
if that's what the attorney advises us, I guess I
If you're on
went
the
with
board,
what
you
his
should know what it means.
Well, if you look it up, did you send that email to the other board members so they could look
I
at it?
believe I have.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that's how this PC has been treated. Okay? Let's talk about the event on December 2nd. When you came into the town hall, let's talk about it,
Okay.
Jerry.
Go for
Mr.
it.
Chairman, you came in the office that day with a chip on your shoulder, I could tell. I know you well enough. And
So, hold
when
on,
the
can I ask you a
cabinet,
question? So you now know when somebody has a chip on their shoulder, you have that experience and training to know this? Okay.
did I not know you and my neighbor?
I just want to make sure, I didn't know that you could determine what people's attitudes were.
You want to know how I knew?
Okay,
Okay, let me go on.
go ahead.
Let me blast. You came in the office that day with a chip on your shoulder, which I could tell when the cabinet doors and the drawers were being slammed, looking for the treasurer's check. You didn't say good morning to Jaylene and I, you just walked right in and you're just like, where's the checks and bit? And all I did was I asked if things could be a little quieter, because I was in the process of assisting Nikki at her computer with the agenda. And you know I was sitting there with her. And that's when you approached me with, do you remember what you said to me?
No, but I'm sure you'll tell me what I said.
And, okay, do I have authorization and do I have authority to be in the office? You repeated these words several times, and each time your voice became elevated. Each time you asked me the same question. Those words and the elevated voice are belittling, intimidating, and it was an indirect way of saying I wasn't authorized to be in the office. That's how that came out. That's how that feels. At one point I said, this isn't the time and place for this. Do you remember that?
We'll just go with whatever you say.
Which I, a woman, the subservient, was trying to de-escalate the situation. When you, excuse me, when you, the chair, should have de-escalated the situation appropriately, especially around the new clerk and treasurer. A private conversation with me or a phone call ahead of time would have been more appropriate than a confrontation at the office. Or you could have pulled me aside from the office and into a meeting room. The inappropriate conduct did not de-escalate. Maybe I did ask you to leave during the altercation, and if I did, I absolutely had a good reason to, Jerry. This type of conduct by you, Mr. Chairman, was egregious. Thank you for sharing that word. Very belittling and intimidating, the whole thing, capricious, arbitrary, retaliatory. I wouldn't expect the new clerk and treasurer to get involved, especially when they were newly hired, and especially seeing how your conduct was towards me in front of them. So if you knew this was agreed upon by you, Norm, and Pete, why was this an issue for you, and why such inappropriate conduct? Jordan. Drea comes across, these are on the tapes that I viewed, I wasn't here, but I watched them all. Drea comes across as a know-it-all, but if a man comes across as a know-it-all, he's knowledgeable. I consider myself fairly knowledgeable with the township, especially having served on the board of supervisors for 6 years, and I've lived here for over 35 years. Strong women are labeled combative, bitch, and the C word. Okay? Jordan, you also referred to me as lying about you being opposed to us women being at the meetings. Those words actually came from your constituents. Mostly said after a woman left a meeting or after a planning commission meeting that Sandy and I sat on together. Those words were whispers that I was hearing by your constituents. I'm just repeating what some of your constituents have repeated about what you say about us women. Those are the whispers, and that's not lying. And you said I lied. That's called the truth. You said I was lying about calling the sheriff. I was not lying. Do you know who called the sheriff?
I didn't say you were lying about calling the sheriff.
Well, that's on tape.
That is not from my mouth.
Do you know who, you said I called the sheriff?
Sue called the sheriff.
You said the reason that you voted?
Because she lies.
Because you lied. She lied about what?
Yeah, and I checked the minutes, and unfortunately, all of her comments didn't get put in the minutes, but she stood over there and she tried to create a false narrative about how we're trying to delay the ordinance manual. And
Well, that's not a lie, that's
That wasn't a
an
lie.
Right.
That's a lie.
That's her opinion.
That's my opinion.
Okay,
what
well,
happened.
what I said about women is a lie. It's a complete lie. I've never said anything like that. You're
Well,
saying that I said that
your
at a planning
constituents
commission.
are the people you work with, either up here or on the planning commission.
Maybe that's
so-
just their opinion.
Maybe that's just your opinion, but
Maybe
it
that's just
wasn't
their
a
opinion.
lie. It wasn't a
It's not-
lie.
That doesn't make it words that I said.
It wasn't a lie, but, okay. So anyway, that's, I think, all I have for you right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This has been
So-
going for 26 minutes now, by the way.
I'm almost done.
Big deal.
Yeah.
The deal with his
Where you
mess
guys
up
at?
took us a half hour, almost an hour.
You guys have been fumbling around up there all night.
This is
I mean,
important.
This is organized, and then there's you guys.
So,
Honestly.
okay, I got one more left. BJ, egregious. You mentioned I was egregious having talking to the sheriff on December 3rd. We have no HR department. We have no policies in place for the chairman's conduct towards a planning commissioner. So there was no choice but to talk to a sheriff. What law says you can't talk to a sheriff? Is there a law?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then why did you say that? Planning commissioners are below the board of supervisors, yes. But that doesn't mean inappropriate conduct is appropriate towards a planning commissioner, especially when I, a woman, was authorized to be in the office to help the new treasurer and clerk. I found the chairman's conduct December 2nd egregious, belittling, intimidating, which made for an uncomfortable work environment. I'm sorry, but you gotta think about stuff like that.
This makes for an uncomfortable work environment too.
That's fine.
Every week.
Well, you made me feel uncomfortable on many videos, so back at you, I'm almost done. You mentioned I'm combative for the reason for removal, but is your What is your proof you weren't present in the office December 2nd? Like I said to Jordan Strongman, who stand up in injustice are either called combative, bitches, or the C word. Because there are no removal policies for this township, I had no due process, no warning, no written letter, no discussion ahead of time, no chance to speak at all. There should be a removal process in place, so this kind of egregious due process and conduct doesn't occur again. The unacceptable conduct acceptable in the workplace. That's all I have.
If I remember correctly, we followed the precedent that you set 16 years ago when you were moved north.
Well, why do we have to repeat history?
Well, we're working on changing the policy now.
That was a
Putting
mistake.
ordinances.
That was a mistake.
But earlier,
You don't
I mean,
repeat
Sandy talked about
mistakes.
precedents and
That's
that we
not
need to
what
follow
we do.
precedent. So it's kind of like you like to use the precedents when it works for you, but when precedent doesn't work for you, then you want to toss it out the window. Is that my understanding?
So there is an official
Sounds
sheriff's,
familiar, Jerry.
there is a official incident report, and I have 365 days to act on it. So,
Then you should.
well, maybe, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, you should.
Any questions?
I have one question. Okay, so I read the minutes from the last month's planning commission meeting, which you provided to the planning commission, right? A written statement. In that written statement, and we could pull it up, but you specifically state in there that you never asked me to leave the town hall.
I didn't.
You didn't.
No, I said
Didn't she
here,
just earlier say that she may have?
if I did. There's things you didn't remember saying, you just said to
Okay.
go ahead, okay?
Okay.
So you know when things get heated, Jerry.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't
Hold
always
on.
remember.
You were allowed to talk now. I'm gonna talk for a second.
Well, it's my time.
Okay? Go ahead, back at it. Go ahead.
I know what you like to do.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, you weren't fair.
Okay.
That was very unjust. And that's just sad.
I have a question. I'm a little confused. Can you explain to me why exactly she was fired, number one? And number two, is it for the betterment of us, the citizens, that she's fired?
And number
So the
three,
board took a vote on that, and the board voted on that
No, you
decision.
just voted your personal opinions that 3 of you wanted her out of here.
and Jerry, you shouldn't have even been able to vote because the issue was between you two.
Yeah, conflict
So
of
your
interest.
conflict
But you know
of
what?
interest to vote.
Personally, I could have cared less if she called the sheriff. It had nothing to do with it. What I was tired of is sitting at planning commission meetings and she's demanding in that we do things and she's unhappy with the board. In fact, the other day, I
Well,
mean.
so are we.
Yeah, look at
And-
what's
and-
gone on
And
here.
that's fine. And guess what?
And you work for us.
So Jerry, that's like the 5th reason you guys have come up with. That's like the 6th reason you've come up with.
Okay, so
It's so petty. It's so
Can you
petty.
tell me why she was fired and how it negatively affects me as a citizen? I'm waiting.
Because we spend a half hour every month doing this. Do you not see that?
Look at how much time
I
we spent
see
tonight on this.
this is because that ain't working right. That's what I see. And every time I come in here, and I've been living here for 25 years, and every time I come in this building, I feel unwanted and unlistened to and bullied by the board. And I'm tired of it. This is body language. This tells me you don't give a crap about what I have to say, or anybody else.
How come none of you who are displeased with how the board is being run right now, how come none of you put your name in?
Right now?
We thought you were promising to be honorable and with
We
integrity.
have elections every year, and I don't see any of you guys putting your name in the hat to run for
Not
office.
one of you.
We have
I
two. Yeah, they're two good people.
I don't have to be on the board to be a good, watchful citizen over the board of supervisors of my
Doing
township.
up here.
What?
You have no idea what we're doing up here. You're mad that
You don't have
everything
any
is not.
idea of what
You're
you're doing
mad that
up there.
everything is not flowing smoothly. That's because these two voted for our clerk and treasurer not to get training.
No,
Yes.
that's one little.
It is.
Because you got that
thing.
twisted
That wasn't,
around.
the whole
We
meeting's been
voted
a
for people to
crap.
go in the back room at the beginning of Drea's conversation, so how can you say that?
That's completely inaccurate.
We voted for nobody to go in the back room.
That was
Or did we vote for people to go in the back room? Drea and Sandy?
Jerry, you should think real
And
serious
the,
about stepping down.
Charlie from
We did
Empire?
that.
Okay. we
I've
did.
been coming about the last year or so, and that group right over there pisses and moans and whines and cries all the time and takes up a lot of time during the meeting here. They're never happy, they're bitching about everything. So don't come with that shit to me. And I've been here
So
40
we
years.
shouldn't bitch about being surrounded by, solar panels or have concern about it? Look at, the manuals aren't updated, but we shouldn't be concerned about that either. These people want things to run
You
smoothly,
think
that's why they're
I'm
bitching.
I live right down on
They're
Berry.
bitching about a crew of
You know,
people
our
that have
people are
concerns.
working for you.
For you,
We could sit here and argue about this till the cows come home, but we have more things on our agenda. and I
are
think
you
we gotta
not
get to it.
aware of, did
So-
you not watch this tonight?
Ma'am, okay, we're gonna move on with our meeting. All right, Sandy, is it real quick?
Just quickly, I was going to say, I missed the December 9th meeting. What was the motion that had Drea dismissed? How did it read? Was there a discussion as to what she had done wrong?
What was the wrong thing? What was the wrong thing, you three?
We did talk about it. We gave reasons.
You guys had a little conversation, then you put it up for a vote.
And you should have voted, why didn't?
I didn't see any justification.
We need to move on, so this meeting's gonna go on until.
I'm not.
Well, we don't need to move on.
No.
You took as much time as you wanted for your
This
crap.
has to get resolved.
What
I
I
have
got,
the floor, please.
give me 1 second for a statement, I'm sorry, Sandy. What I got out of the December meeting, they told Drea, because I asked what she did wrong, and they said insubordinate. Wow, that's all I got out of it.
That's a broad brush. Yeah.
That's what I got.
Was that documented?
I haven't read those minutes. I suppose they're online, the December one.
It's on tape.
Nikki's got them if you want the motion, or?
So as far as the minutes go, the agenda item is planning commission concerns with board, Drea Doffing. Drea has concerns about the board of supervisors and their handling of the ordinance book, among other things. It has been pointed out to Drea that she has accused a member of the board of speaking poorly of women and wondering why they are allowed on boards. It has been brought up that Drea called the sheriff's department on a board of supervisors member on 12/3/25
Which is
after
a lie.
he was asked to leave the town hall on 12/2. And then the next item is planning commission concerns with ordinance manual. BJ made a motion to expel Drea Doffing from the planning committee. It was seconded and it passed 3-2. And then Jordan makes a motion to post the new planning commission, that's all I've got.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Jerry.
Jerry?
And Jerry shouldn't be in
The
the
guy that's a part of the
vote,
whole thing.
BJ
Shouldn't
made the
even be a
motion
part of
to
it.
expel Drea and Jerry, Jerry.
He's the part of the police detail.
She should be reinstated, we should figure this out, and you guys can vote down the road if you want to terminate her, if you can come up with some kind of a good reason that you're gonna terminate her, let's all hear it.
Well, we are coming up with new ordinances for the removal of
I'm
planning
gonna be
commission
here
members.
bitching.
Okay, when you do
You
that,
wanna be so smart, why ain't you guys signing up to be on the board?
We have the time
Yes,
to
we
vote.
need to move on. We
I have the floor.
Sandy gets,
I have the floor.
Sandy,
If you, just be quiet, Jerry, and listen to me, because you are saying we cannot put statements in the minutes, in our training book. Yes, you can. And if you look at, refer to document TP 4000, which is Development of Findings of Facts, I believe all of you should read this before you make your policy about planning commission members. Because there's talks about fairness, it talks about, in the very beginning in the introduction, the findings of facts are the board's documentation of the issue presented to the board, a description of the proceedings what the board finds to be the facts, both concrete and non-concrete, a description of applicable law. There are 12 pages here, and if Drea chooses this and goes forward, because anybody can go on the Minnesota Association of Townships library, she's got a case against this board, and she could sue you.
Yeah.
And here you go, you can read it. I'll print off another copy.
You're right.
We just want our township to run smooth.
Okay.
That's what we want.
All right, can we move on?
No.
We're trying to
Thanks, Dan.
We're trying to do lawyers bill. We want to do lawyers bill next?
I can't do that.
I know you
Need
can't.
a motion.
You can
Before
leave.
Need a motion.
You can resign.
Okay, do we want to go over
When it
your
comes up
bill?
for a vote, I expect you to vote the right way.
The other resign.
Pete, you have the lawyers bill out there, do you want to go over that?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted. All right. Are we talking?
Invoice date February 1st.
Are we this month or last month?
Last month.
Last month.
We didn't get one last month.
It
Yeah,
got,
it was emailed out by Nikki later after.
Okay. Yep.
And when I got it, I looked it over and there's a couple of things that caught my eye. The first one is a call from
Folks, please, we're trying to do business up
a
here.
call from attorney from buyers of property. Who are the buyers or whatever? Because the first buyers that we're spending money on is the attorney. Which one? This is the top one.
it's last month.
Yeah,
This last one. They should be paying the bill, not us.
hold on, I got 2 Marches. I don't have a February.
February wasn't in, or due for.
It wasn't in the packet, no.
Oh, it wasn't in there, okay, because I was gonna say, I got 2 of them, I thought I had one of each.
This is what I mean, like, if it's not in the packet, send an email before so we can have it ready, and we can have all be knowledgeable.
Every single bill, everything in the packet, no exceptions.
But anyhow, that's my first question there.
So no, I'm sorry, I don't have the bill, so what, the buyer of what property?
That's what I'm saying, who's the buyer, what's the property?
We paid the attorney for some questions on property, we have no application, no property. How did that happen?
I know he's,
Do you have a copy? Do you have a copy of this?
do I have a copy? I
Yeah.
have one right here.
Yeah, I just want to see if it jogs my memory. Where is it at on?
Top one, very, very top one. See, that's listed.
Who is RLO? That's somebody else, right?
That's, that Olson. Is it Olson?
Oh, okay. Oh,
What do you got? They have a Rob Olson.
then that's Chris Olson, right? So I don't know who RLO is. To be honest with you, Norm, I can't answer that one. That one does not ring a bell with me.
But see, there's where I'm having a problem. I mean, well, I think these bills are just totally horrible. The other thing is, you go down to the second member key, and he's charging us $315 an hour. We have a contract of $290. Why are we getting charged $315? I mean, our lawyers try to take us for a ride.
Are you sure?
Well,
I mean, if you want to look at the bill here, what did you charge us for an hour?
We said there's a different name code.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you.
Because I don't, see, I would assume that that's Andrew TD, and that's 1 hour at $240.
Yep, then they got Chris Olson at $290.
Right, because I believe he just charged. Right. That's where you maybe, on some of this stuff, Chris Olson charges more per hour than Andrew does.
Yeah, well, that's.
We got a contract for company up to 90.
We should be fronting Andrew's.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Well, okay.
We should be paying the same rate.
Yes.
Chris Olson, though, is not because Andrew was out of the office. Chris Olson is a litigator who's involved in the track management thing. Because we wanted to bring in a higher valued attorney who's a little more experienced to
Can I see that one?
negotiate
Sure.
this.
The-
That's why
the
Chris got
attorney
charged. And I think we were okay with that. But he does charge, you know, now, again, we can argue that, well,
if you wanna bring in a higher dollar attorney, you still gotta do it at the lower dollar amount, then I'm sure what they're gonna say is, well, then the higher dollar.
Here we go.
Well, I think before you got on the board, that's gonna be, we asked about if people in litigation would be litigating this, and that's when Andrew said, I'm gonna bring in Chris Olson, he's one of our senior litigators.
This isn't the lawsuit or anything, this is our day-to-day operations. And if you want, I got that in here too, we got their contract in here, it says $290 an hour.
Okay, we're all on the same team here.
Okay, but Norbert, I mean, truly, then if they say they're at $290 an hour, that's their contract?
Yeah, and they're charging $315.
And Andrew's at 240?
And Andrew's at 240, so then he's not charging us enough.
That's his choice what he's charging. I don't care if they're charging under, I'm looking at if they're charging over.
So what if they go through there and do the balance on this and upcharge us on all the ones they should have and downcharge us and we end up owing more money?
So when you reorg, you should have a maximum hourly rate that you approve.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yep, you gotta put a cap on there.
That they already did.
so I don't know what their contract says, but I remember like they had like paralegals at X and,
Yeah.
you know, I don't remember if they had, said it approved the last contract, but like a different,
You're right. They have a tier.
so I don't.
One thing that we need to think about is like we need to ask, this is Chris.
What item are we on?
Attorney bills.
It was added.
We added.
It's number 12. Yeah, we've been number 12 under unfinished business.
Okay, so we should ask for clarification.
We probably do need, at the reorg meeting, we need to get a better breakdown of the different attorneys.
All right, but wait a second, if this is the guy that is the better litigator, and he charges $315 an hour, we want to approve for him to go into litigation for us at that $315 an hour. I mean, everybody in this room hates Andrew, and this guy is better than Andrew, so do we want to?
Doesn't that have to be decided on at the annual meeting?
We picked the attorney at the annual meeting, or the law firm.
Yeah.
At the reorg meeting.
Reorg meeting, yeah. We picked the.
We have two attorneys, Curry Roop and TD Law.
So we can decide between now
Yes.
and then the reorg to, okay.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that if we do find out that this is the better litigator, the guy who is going to like get in there and bash some heads, we want to approve the $315 an hour so that we can win this.
Yeah, I say we get a different lawyer than the one we currently have.
In the middle of a lawsuit?
I mean, it's good, but just so you know, so far, our attorney has won on every,
So
issue.
we need to, we'll figure that out.
Right.
Figure out the rate stuff.
Okay, so that's all we're gonna do on the lawyer's bills, we're just gonna figure out.
I got another question on that bill.
Okay.
It says conference with the supervisor and the clerk. What is that?
Are we in February or March?
February.
I don't have that. You have that
That was
one?
probably the resolution.
The February one from Nord.
That's when we were working on the resolution. We were trying to figure out how to do the resolution. And the summary and the paper and all that, that's what that one was. Yes, I remember being down here at the office when Nikki and myself called you. And that should be, if you look at the coding on that, should be P or TD on that one.
It just says TD. Is there a difference between Andrew and Peter? Do they put their initial? I don't know.
They put his initials.
Oh, it just says TD.
That's Andrew.
Oh.
So I'm assuming that's Peter then.
Okay.
And I don't know what he knows that hour. I didn't ask.
Okay, I think that's all the only question on that bill. Unless
Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one here for just a minute.
Are we on March now?
Yeah.
Okay. March I got.
Okay. February 10th, a phone call with Jerry with various maps. It's got everything. It's got solar. It's got everything. You know, talking about discovery for the lawsuit. Well, we told him to keep the lawsuit and everything separate. How can you keep it separate when you got everything put together like that?
And I don't think you were on that conversation, I don't think, right?
No.
Aren't you out of town?
You two are not allowed to be in a conversation.
Probably.
I don't remember why, but I remember he called me on this particular one.
But his billing is, in my opinion, horrible.
All right, let's ask him to split up that call.
But how is he gonna know how much to charge to now?
Well, what if we did a billing, asked him to do a billing where
all the lawsuit stuff is on one invoice and then everything else is on.
We've asked them for that 3 times.
Well, I think we've asked them to better break it down, and obviously it's still not broken down well enough for us. And I understand
Hold
that.
on. Let's get the 2 impasse, come up with their requirements, and we'll email them. The people who bring up the problem with the bill every month need to come up with a solution.
Well, I've stated 4 meetings, separate billing for lawsuit versus day-to-day, and it doesn't happen.
Well, and that's, we can demand that.
We should just stop payment until we get it. This has been 4 months.
But we've never demanded it from him, so I think.
I've asked you for
We're
that.
back to the street thing again. Like, I don't think we should not pay our attorney in the middle of the lawsuit.
I agree, but Jerry was just saying we've never really asked him. I've asked 4 times for it.
We've asked for a better breakdown. I don't remember asking, I don't remember you, if you tell me you did, I guess, then I don't remember it. But I don't remember us asking for 2 different invoices. I thought yeah, make a motion, what are you trying to do?
And then we'll do it.
Make a motion, what do you want to do?
I'll make a motion that GDO law, in their billing, bills the lawsuit separate from everything else,
Like a completely separate bill.
complete different invoice than the rest of his billing.
I'll second that.
Okay? Did you get all that, Nikki?
I have a motion for GEO law to separate invoices for the lawsuit from all other invoices.
Provide 2 invoices. Make sure it's 2 invoices. Okay? All right.
Perfect.
Pete made the motion, Norm seconded it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Who seconded that?
I did.
Norm.
Thank you.
On the top of that bill, it says revised ordinance resolution. We haven't even started an ordinance resolution yet, have we?
The only thing I could guess on that, Pete, because I can't remember back everything, could that have something to do with the solar?
I think that's down farther.
Again, I'm not even gonna take a stab at that one, because no, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, that was before even our solar meeting.
Okay, then I have absolutely no idea.
We didn't even have an ordinance ready to go on January
Would that
3rd.
be, maybe, we can ask about it, is that maybe a typo for the actual, the fee schedule? We just revised it right away.
And who was NOYE? Is that like a law clerk probably?
Probably a paralegal because they're only billing at 200 or something.
Shouldn't we get something to tell us who these people are?
Well, I'm sure we could get a breakdown of that.
See, on February 10th, he's billing us to review the solar. So I don't think January 30th is the solar resolution.
Yeah, is it the fee schedule resolution?
Who knows?
Boy, trying to remember back, it's tough.
We have emails, they're dated.
It'd be January 30th.
You know what would be nice is if they could send you an invoice every time, you know, and then like a statement at the end of the month. If we get individual
Let's do it.
invoices.
I totally agree, Jerry.
Yeah. Because like I said, I can't go back and.
Honestly, for 6 months, we have never figured out the attorney bill yet.
That's what they want.
1 month. We can never, but we have 1 person contacting the attorney. So it should be simple.
Should, with 2 that can contact the attorney.
Okay, who are they?
Norm and Jerry.
Okay, then we should have answers.
I've never contacted an attorney once.
Now might be a good time to start.
I understood
All right.
from a couple
Oh,
of
should we-
meetings ago that Jerry kind of took
In
that over.
our policy we approved, all contact with attorneys by email, so this don't happen.
Okay.
I can make a suggestion. Maybe it might be helpful to have some kind of a log.
We passed with a motion that any contact with attorney is in email form, question and answer, so this won't happen, but it just don't happen.
Yeah, but still, you
I
can
agree
do a
with
log
you.
real quick
Something.
and look at the emails.
I think that the policy was that the chair and the co-chair can contact the attorney, but we wanted to get everything in writing after the call.
They write a summary for every call. You're right, you're exactly right.
Yep. And he has done that on some of the phone calls.
You guys need to write the summary, so we got answers. You know, when you're done with the phone call, write a paragraph summary.
Okay. Well,
Here's what we talked about on this day.
Well, we'll have to find
That
out
would
next
clear.
month who's gonna be making those
Honestly, I'm
calls.
guessing that he's not gonna be the chair after the reorg meeting.
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
So, I think that we are,
So that's, I mean, let's wait and find out who's gonna be the chair and the vice chair next month. So, okay. Anything else on the lawyer's bills?
No, I get, that, I was just wondering on that ordinance resolution.
Anything else on the lawyer's bills? Okay. All right, down to new business. Okay, Gardens of Castle Rock, we got them taken care of. Planning Commission, I don't know, is Jeremy still here? I'm assuming he bailed on us. The dog leash ordinance, I think everybody got a copy of that. I felt like that should be moved to when we do the public hearings.
Or when we revisit, if we're gonna go back to the ordinance book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Okay, the Top the Tater assembly permit. That is for the fairgrounds. Anybody?
No.
Staging, isn't that? Parade staging. You sure? I thought that's always what it was.
I think
I
what
read the
BJ,
application.
I think what BJ said is kind of correct. The parade is staging, because I know people in the parade, and they usually stage at the fairground and then head down maybe 3rd Street or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, it's an assemblage for parade.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you always see them stage at the fairground.
Again, it's a Dakota County permit, do we just pass it?
I want to approve
I've got
the.
the application right here, to sign.
Yeah. Motion to approve. I'll second. PJ made the motion. No,
I'll second it, Jim.
Pete seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
This one I'm confused.
Okay, the last one, the phone bill. Well, I was just looking at our bills because I'm trying to figure out, how we're gonna try and save some money, and every little nickel counts. And I noticed that we pay $144 to Frontier Communications for a phone bill, and that is for high-speed internet. We also pay Southeast Communications for high-speed internet. So we pay 2 companies for internet, but we don't use the Frontier one.
Which one works best, and what do we do with one?
Well, that's what I'm trying to decide. What does the board want to do? I don't think we should be paying an extra $140 a month.
I say we can do it with one, let's pick one.
Okay.
Do we have like a modem for both?
We don't need a high-speed internet.
Okay.
I mean, what I'm saying is, we don't need gigabit internet here. I'm sorry.
I mean, whatever, yeah.
You don't need it here.
Well, and just so you know, I was talking to Ben the other day, and this has nothing to do with, other than that, I just was talking about actually the solar thing is what we were talking about. And he is going to try and bring fiber down Biscayne to the town hall this summer. It's on his list of things to do. So therefore, there may be an opportunity for us to get fiber in the town hall by the end of the year. But I'm looking at this, so I called, who does our internet, Southeast? You have me home.
Southeast Minnesota Wi-Fi.
Southeast Minnesota Wi-Fi, so he's providing us with our Wi-Fi for, I think, it's on our statement, but I think it's like $60 a month. And then I called them, asked them if they offer phone service, because I know Ben offers phone service through his, right? And they said, no, we get this call all the time, but we don't. And she said, there's a company out there, and I didn't have a pencil and paper handy right there to write it down. I can call her back. And she says, well, we recommend this company, whoever it is, they'll do your phone line for you, it's voice over IP. And she said they charge $50 per year. So that is one option. Jaylene reached out to Frontier and got a quote of, can't find it now.
Who's our phone crew right now?
Frontier.
So bottom line, can we get away with one?
It would drop the bill like down to $80.
We go to $60 a month if we drop the internet with Frontier for right now, and we can keep
Sounds
it
good, we're
going.
paying $109.99 for broadband max.
Yeah, so we dropped the 109 out there.
If we can function without it, let's do it. Okay.
Okay, so I have a motion to cancel the high-speed internet from Frontier.
So moved.
Pete makes the motion, do I have a second? Norm seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
That was easy.
All right, we are up to, the treasurer.
Yeehaw. Jaylee.
You missed one, Gary.
What did I get?
Monthly meeting time, 6 or 7.
Oh,
And that's when I said we talk about twice a month. I know, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, let's put notices in there before we say a lot of money.
Yep, I don't.
we don't put the notices in the paper for our meetings.
For how long?
Well, I'd say let's try it for 6 months.
But here's the only thing is with the budget shortfall that we're gonna have, and then we're gonna double another expense.
We have that many meetings anyway.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Hopefully, once we get through the ordinance manual, it shouldn't be that way, should it?
Comp plan.
So I have.
That's this year.
Okay.
I mean, that's 24 meetings, but I bet we had that in 2025. Right.
I would, I have a hard time voting for it because it won't impact me, it'll impact somebody else.
I agree with what you're saying, 100%.
I have a comment.
Yep. April discussion? Is that right? Yep, I agree.
At the annual meetings, the people have frequently talked about, voted on 2 meetings a month. I just remember that.
Yeah. I remember last year.
Okay.
Yep, you're right, Nancy.
I have let Russ take it.
Has any of you had a chance? The budget, our budget is on the website, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would recommend that you review that.
I've looked at it.
But it won't make a difference because we have that many meetings.
Well, that's why I was saying maybe we set a time limit, and then reevaluate. So start with 2 meetings a month.
Good idea.
And then
Yep.
until the ordinance manual is done, and then we reevaluate after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say the 6 o'clock start time is much better.
I think so too. We started at 6 o'clock tonight and it's already 9:15.
Yep, I personally think,
I think this is, we can't go back to that 7.
I agree.
I personally think 2 meetings a month is a very good idea, because if we had it the 2nd and 4th Tuesday, that planning commission meeting is Monday, they get their okay the next day from the supervisors.
Like I
I
said,
mean, it has huge advantages.
I'm open to it. I'm
You know, they don't have to
fully
wait.
open to it. Let's just set time frames. So 2 meetings a month until the ordinance manual is done, and then we reevaluate there.
So we're what, 2-3 months out, what it says?
Yeah, but I agree with what BJ says too. I understand why he doesn't want to vote on it, because he ain't gonna be here doing it. I get it.
I know. And I'm not in favor of having more meetings, but we're having them, like you say. We're having
At least they're on the, I mean, I'll admit, like, I was never a huge fan of adding an extra one, but like you said, you fall into the habit of it now.
The thing is, if you have that regular meeting, you can talk about anything.
Right.
Versus
Right,
where.
and you don't have to post it.
Exactly.
Yep.
No, I'll admit that I was a
So we can table that.
I think we make the motion now, because we have enough people here that are on board with it.
We're not all going to make these meetings. I mean, it's just.
I'll make a motion, we go to two meetings a month until the ordinance book is complete, and then we'll reevaluate. You wait.
So you're just gonna do the 2nd Tuesday and then like 2 weeks after that?
Yeah.
You should put that in the motion.
I would like to include in my motion, 2nd Tuesday, 4th Tuesday.
But the only problem with that is,
6 o'clock.
to work on the ordinance manual, though, we have to be in a public hearing, right?
You can do it at a regular meeting then. 'Cause that, you don't even have to post it. You just put it on the agenda.
Even though it's public, because wouldn't that be considered a public hearing?
Public hearings would still be separate,
Okay.
but we don't have to post any of these meetings to work on the ordinance book. They can happen at
You can
those
still do
meetings.
all the work to prepare for the public hearing.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that it cuts Nikki's headache way down, and all these time frames that we hit and miss.
No, I'm fine with that.
Jerry, we got a question.
Yeah, I got a question, Jerry. Splitting up and having 2 meetings a month, I think, is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are you going to sit down and figure out what you're going to accomplish at the different meetings? In other words, will you focus on something at the 2nd meeting and focus on something else at the 1st meeting? I mean, that type of thing. Do you need a treasurer's report each time? Do you need, just kind of think about.
Yeah, the treasurer's report, that's a great idea. We'll figure that out. I don't think we need a
treasurer's report once a month, I would think.
Exactly.
I agree.
We can approve bills, we can do all that.
And only once a month for the treasurer. That way we're not paying her.
We're not paying her.
So Pete's got a motion, you guys can figure out. the
And
details.
also,
Did you say 6 o'clock?
with, and continue the 6 o'clock start time.
I'll second that motion. Jordan seconds.
Okay, we have a motion from Pete, second from Jordan. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I'm gonna abstain from it, just, it doesn't impact me, so I don't wanna.
Okay.
Before I-
So it's a 4-1 vote with 1 abstain,
4-0.
or 4-0 vote.
Before I forget, if we go on to treasurer's report, before we adjourn, make sure we address annual meeting. I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, so are we ready to go to the treasurer's report? Or do you want to do it right now then?
Yeah.
If it's up to you. I just want to state, do we have a plan for tomorrow night? What, I know it's public, plan for a meeting for the public, but is there things we want the public to discuss, like 2 meetings a month? We should make them aware. That's something we should tell them, I think. Are we going to talk about the park? Are we going to talk about, are we going to make a list so we don't miss anything, or is...
Because there's an agenda template, but you probably should have.
Kind of an idea.
Or, don't you kind of create the agenda from the, so maybe have a bullet list yourself?
We do, or everybody bring your own bullet list, I guess. I just want to do, make everybody aware of that at the annual meeting. The public puts whatever they want on.
Because we don't form the agenda, so you should probably, if there's something that you want to talk about, or that
Should get on the agenda.
that doesn't get missed,
Okay.
maybe have a.
Yep, I just want to make everybody aware of that. That's, you guys set the agenda, or the public sets the agenda tomorrow night.
Okay.
And that's at 8:30.
8:30. Yep.
8:30. Okay, so we're on to treasurer's report?
Yep.
Okay, Jaylene, we're up to you.
Get home on Wednesday.
Our receipts were $6,880.11. Current investments is $1,031,886.61. Payroll was $7,372.50. 4 checks were cut for that. And then the claims were $17,486.86. So a total of $24,859.36.
Now, before we approve this,
And then I have to cut out, what, $3,500 off of the,
that's what I was just going to ask you. Yep, you got it. You're on it.
I'm on it. So it'll be $3,500.
She's going to hold back $3,500 from Audie's.
Yep.
You beat me to it?
All right, somebody's going to communicate that to him, right? Why we withheld that? You are? Okay.
And you're going to invite him to the meeting? April meeting. Perfect.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll and claims. Is that what?
Or treasurer's report?
Treasurer, I'm sorry, I'll make a motion to approve treasurer's report.
Do I have a second?
BJ.
BJ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, payroll and claims?
I just already went through that.
Oh, we did them all together, all right.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve payroll and claims with the adjustment of $3,500 to Audi Excavating.
I'll second that motion. Jordan seconds.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, before we get done with the treasurer's report, Pete will help you out a little bit. I did ask Nikki that any time that we have any emails with the attorney, to send an email to Jaylene so she can try and link them onto the bill. So that might help also. So when Jaylene gets a copy, so in other words, if Nikki gets the email, she sends it over, she can look at the date of the email and then look on the bill and at the end of the month and try and match them up with what was going on, because she can read the email. So that will help a little bit also. All right, do we have anything on the clerk's report?
No.
You're all good? Okay.
Look at that.
That's it, I believe we are done. Right, anybody got anything else?
I do. One more thing.
Okay.
On the annual meeting agenda, I believe during the year, and BJ, I think you brought this up too, about some different things. discussion of the levy, discussion of for a city, private fire department, mail-in ballots, and I have on here vote on Minnesota flag. Did somebody bring that up? I'm not sure if that's, I've just kept notes throughout the year. So whatever you guys want to put on there, there's a few of the things that you guys have discussed, besides the parking.
Again, I think it just gets created after.
Sandy, let's discuss that tomorrow during the elections. I'll add that.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead, Nancy.
I'd like to add to that, are you making a list?
I started one, yeah.
Okay, I'd like recorded meetings.
Oh.
And tomorrow night too, you'll be able to add to the agenda.
Yes.
Oh.
So what me and Pete were talking about is I think like his bullet points will basically build the agenda at the meeting instead of having it pre-formed.
And if you guys have never been there, they open it to the floor. We sit out here, they open it to the floor, and you can put whatever you want on it.
So they will elect a moderator at the meeting tomorrow night.
I got a quick question before we end up here. So SM Tech Solutions, I see we issued them the check for $1,050. So there was $600 for the yearly fee. Did you ever get those invoices? You must have.
Yeah, I see.
Jaylene, did you ever get the invoices from SM?
That's Sam.
Sam, we were trying to get invoices out of him and not having much luck.
He told me that he was sending it.
Yeah, he told me that too. Told me to send you your password. How's that working for you?
He sent me the email to log in with a link. There was no password in the email, so.
Did you click on the link?
I clicked on the link.
It didn't work? Okay. I don't, it's been so long ago since I did mine. I think we need to get these both signed. Or one of them signed at least. So don't anybody leave yet.
Yeah, I did.
Is there anything else? Can I make a motion to adjourn?
No, 1 minute. Friday, Jaylene called me because she said this building was infested with bugs. And she sent an email to Jerry and myself. I told her, get it sprayed. And I said that I don't have the approval from the board, but if the board wants to stick me with the bill, I will.
We should probably.
You know, but I think it's great sitting in here tonight.
It's noticeable.
And not having bugs flying all over the place. And to represent the building and have it look like that, I thought was an awful idea.
I'll make a motion to pay Canyon Pest Control. Is that who it is?
Approve the pest spraying.
So is it a one-time deal or is there gonna be like
He comes back.
Because they have programs that you can sign up for. I just got my mailer like earlier this week, or last week.
Yeah, I have a little card that's in the mail.
You
And
do
it was
want
it was on the big table in the office, but it's gone now, so it must have got thrown away or something, so.
I think there's like a semi-annual like a semi-annual one that you can do where he comes twice a year and sprays like in the fall and then in the spring.
Didn't you say we were on a program?
Well, we had an account with him, because he's been here in the past, but I don't know if there was anything that was coming in once a year, twice
That
a
would be
year.
easy to figure out.
So,
Anyway,
I'll second a motion if there hasn't been a second yet.
To approve the.
Canyon Pest Spray.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
How long did it take him to come out here from the time you called him?
I called him on Friday and he said I could be there. He goes, well, normally doesn't start for a couple more months, but he said either Friday, late afternoon or on Saturday.
So you can just kind of monitor it
And
if
so
it
then I
comes
called
back
Jerry
up.
and I said, you better be in the building because I'm gonna be gone.
Motion to adjourn?
I'd say,
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
second.
Barb seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.